But I'm here in an incredibly wrinkled shirt. It's cold in here apparently, and we're ready to rock and roll. Hopefully you are feeling good. Hopefully you're having a good start to your day or end to your day, depending on where you're at and what's going on in your life. But I'm glad to have you with me here. Beautiful AC2 OST. I remember it like yesterday, the first time I played this beautiful work of art. Yeah, I remember the only reason I got to play it back in the day was because it worked on the MacBook Pro that I had. Maybe I can find it. MacBook Pro 13 inch, and it was like, I think it was a 2012 model, or it was like 2013. 2013 maybe. Oh, dude, now they're going for $200. That hurts me. I think it had the disk drive. It wasn't the thin version. It wasn't this one. This one came out the year I got it. It must have been 2012. Because it had the little DVD burner on the side. Yeah, that's what the side looked like. It had a whole Ethernet jack, like mini display port. And then it had a full like DVD drive, and it was awesome. Thank you for the member, Marco. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, here it is. Look at that. Big DVD drive on the side. I still have it somewhere. It's like buried in the garage in a box or something. I never got rid of it or sold it or anything, but I loved that MacBook. But AC2 worked on this laptop, and that's the only reason I was able to do it, because I saved up for years to buy this thing. And then when I finally got it, it was like a dream come true. And because it's a Mac, basically no games worked on it except for a select few, and AC2 was one of them. So I played the crap out of it. But this is like old school MacBook before they went with a little body. You could upgrade the hard drive, upgrade the RAM. Now you can't do that. Now that's not a thing. Not a thing. Nuckin' Futz. Thanks for coming by, my friend. Glad to have you. The old AC games were so good. It's always tough because I want to be like realistic and fair with it and acknowledge that I have a strong bias when it comes to this stuff. I mean, like, you always remember your first, right? And in my case, AC2 was my first. And because of that, I hold it very, very near and dear to my heart. Even though, like, I still would insist it's one of the best games Ubisoft has ever made, if not the best. But it's important to remember that, like, I am biased. I will fully admit that. Fully admit that. Greetings from Croatia. Solid smile. That's awesome. Hopefully you are doing okay and safe. Everything over there seems to be going a little crazy right now. So hope you're staying safe. I do like the new ones, although AC Odyssey especially. Yeah, no, I do love me some AC Odyssey for real. Longtime watcher and sub, your voice and overall demeanor is top notch. Thank you, my friend. Hopefully you'll forgive my wrinkly shirt. Somebody commented on the last video and was like, lol, wrinkly shirt much? And I was like, that hurt my feelings, but whatever. But I'm hopefully you can get past that. As a Final Fantasy, I totally get that. What's up, Luke? Good to see you, Lovid. Glad to have you, brother. It's my favorite. Yeah, that one also a lot of people have near and dear to their hearts, I've noticed. Ooh, look, we have badges next to members. That's cool. On the little chat thing here, we have little badges next to members. It's just a $sign. I don't know why it's not the actual badge, but that was something I don't think they had even in the last stream. So it looks like YouTube's getting better day by day, little by little. We're getting there. Let's see, smear gel. That's a big compliment. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Just finished Bone Labs and it was insane. I tried playing it. I've got to keep working myself up because it makes me super sick. But the more I get used to it, the better I get with dealing with it. So I've just got to get there eventually. What is your favorite city in the old AC? I mean, old school Venice. It's just, it hits different. It just hits different. I mean, if you count Unity as old school AC, I loved exploring Paris. But it's also like, I feel like every time I go back to Unity, I get whiplash and I flip the other way. Like, I really like it, and then I flip back, and then I'm like, oh, but it is so buggy. And then I go back to it, and I'm like, oh, but this is actually so good. And I don't know if I just have like selective memory with it. I don't know. But I have that a lot. Ariana, good to see you. What's up? What's up? Rakesh. Riffner. Hey, Luke, what do you think of Plague Tale Requiem and the number of rats they say there will be? I mean, 300,000 rats at once is a lot. Yeah, I'm pumped for that game. I think it looks tremendous. Everything that Osobo's touched recently has been turning to gold. So I am ready. I'm ready. I'm going to try to get a review code. But the last time I got a review code from this publisher was before they did a rebranding. So they used to be Focus Home Interactive. Now they're like Focus Entertainment, I think. And so all of the email addresses I have are for like blah, blah, blah at Focus Home Entertainment or Focus Home Interactive or whatever it was. And not for the new web address. So I don't know if they're being read, like the emails I've sent out, but I guess we'll find out. Today's Monday, so I sent the emails Friday, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But I also I really hope we get a hold of a review code for God of War. That would be sick. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they don't send one, because I wasn't exactly nice about The Last of Us Part 1, but what do you want me to do? Like, sugarcoat it? Like, no. No. It's like, what was the YouTuber who like finally got a review code for Saints Row, and then he ended up giving it like an 8.5 or a 9 or something like that? It was like a YouTuber with a decent following, but he's also been caught, like, not caught, but he's had some weird takes where he's just like sucking up to the publishers a lot. I don't remember who it was, but I remember seeing it, and I was like, the review is also a big stretch. Like, it mentions a lot of bugs, and then it's just like, but the game's super duper fun. Dreamcast guy. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that was him. Yeah, he's a funny guy. I got bugged with him because he got his copy of Cyberpunk 2077 early, not because he got a review code, but because he like just happened to get his like package delivered by Amazon a week early because they screwed up somehow. And so he started making videos and let's plays and things with it, which is not allowed. Like, you cannot do that. Even if you have an embargoed like thing, you cannot do that. And I'm shocked that he didn't deal with more like lawsuits and stuff from CDPR. I think they had their plates full with other stuff. So he kind of narrowly escaped that. But I mean, you see, like, if he was doing that with a Rockstar game, Rockstar don't care. Rockstar will do whatever they need to do to ruin your life if you screw with them. So he lucked out. It was with a company that was kind of drowning in other crap that was going on. I recall Altair and Masyaf settings of Revelations being amazing, so AC1 remake might actually be great. It would be cool. I mean, I don't know if they'll actually end up going through with it. I know it was rumored, but Jason Schreier said that part of the rumor he had not heard anything about, so we'll see if it actually ends up going anywhere. I guess we could show this. This was something kind of fun that Vidya hold on, where's Discord? Pop it up. Apologies everybody on Discord. I have Do Not Disturb turned on because I kept getting pings and stuff during streams and recording videos, so I've just turned it off for the time being. But that being said, for those of you who are not members of the Discord, we have a Discord, so check that out. Vidya, who's active in the community, you guys have probably seen them around. Vidya watches Hassan pretty regularly and was watching, it looks like a clip of one of his streams where they were looking at the Nadia stuff. And look at the top result when they search Nadia cheating. Look at that. It's our video from the Clips channel, from the live channel. How cool is that? That's funny. I don't know why we're ranked higher than like some of these videos that have like 1 million views. I'll be real. XQC, like we ranked higher than XQC. Who knows? Maybe Hassan watches other stuff. that we do, but I don't know. But it was just kind of fun. I was like, oh, what are the odds of that? That's crazy. We got Ludwig. This guy's super familiar. Is he one of the Mr. Beast guys? He looks super familiar, but I have no clue who he is. Does anyone know who that is? I don't know. Means he probably has watched some of your vids before. It's possible, at least like the main channel, it ties Luke Stevens Live with Luke Stevens, so it's possible it ties them together. I don't know. I don't think Hassan is like a big gamer, so I'd be surprised if he watches like my stuff. I would just find that surprising. Maybe he does. I have no idea. But he, yeah, it was the top search result. Or maybe it's just somehow we ended up being in the top search results. I don't know. I did say like that video was kind of surprising that it popped off. Also, that picture of her, not edited. Like Jacob cut out the background and then put it on our gradient that we use as a template for all of our stream thumbnails. And that's just, I guess, the color of her skin through the camera is like this really orange whatever. It's a classic example of your white balance being off, for the record. Like I had my white balance off in a bunch of videos way back in the day, and my skin looked green. People thought I was sick all the time. And it's just because like I had the white balance off. So always check your white balance. That's the lesson to be learned. You can go and actually get go like on Amazon. You get these little cards that are specifically calibrated to particular color types. So this gray is like an absolute gray, so it should show up the exact same. And when you use a camera, you can actually color temperature adjust to the card in your specific lighting scenario, so you get perfect lighting for your specific setup, or perfect color balance for your particular setup. So just do that, and then your problem's solved. And if you're like her and you're making, you know, $35,000 to $50,000 a month, I think you can afford the $7 card. It's one of my pet peeves, really, is when people like when people make stupid amounts of money doing streams or YouTube stuff, and then the quality of their setup is just trash. It just bugs me. I know it shouldn't, but it just bugs me because like they can do better, but they choose to leave it crappy. You know, it's just kind of annoying. Oh, let's see. He's one of Mr. Beast's ride-alongs. It's got to be weird for him, right? To be like, nobody really knows who you are, but they've seen you in Mr. Beast stuff, so they're like, oh, I think I know you're someone, but I have no clue who you are. I don't know, it would just kind of be weird to me. This like donation notification on the camera always gets out of whack and weirdly scaled, but I don't know. Anyway, so that was kind of a fun thing that popped up. Like I've said before, I don't really watch Hassan. I'll pop into Ludwig stuff every once in a while, because he does a pretty good job of wrapping up some like Twitch drama. Like I have no clue who half the people are, but he does a good job of wrapping it up. Hassan, I've never really watched his stuff. And then, like I said, I have no clue who this guy is, but I know who Hassan is. I know who Ludwig are. Like I know these guys, and so it's kind of cool to see that, you know, the stream clips or the live channel that's existed for all of a few months is actually like showing up in their feed. I guess we're doing something right. So can't complain about that. Let's see. One of Minecraft boys, I think. The Minecraft thing is just, it's weird to me. Yeah, let's get Cole in here to defend Nadia again. Yeah, it's gonna happen eventually. It's gonna happen. I at the point now, like beyond that, I don't really want to talk about her anymore. She's just milking all of this attention. Like the only reason anybody knows about her is because she's been accused of cheating, and that if that's your claim to fame, you should really like do some introspection. So I would rather just like clear out, not talk about it too much. And if like they have developments, yeah, we'll talk about it then. But like milking 15 videos I'd like to avoid. I think we've done like three maybe, I think, on this Clips channel, because we've talked about it on stream every time there's a development. But until there's another one, I'm cool. I'm cool. Floby, still waiting for the Patreon video. Yeah, I was gonna. So for those of you not aware, I guess we could mention this real quick. Hold on. I don't know. So for those of you not aware, I did get rid of my Patreon, and there were a couple of reasons. For one, and the reason it hasn't gone on like a main channel video is because there it looks to be legal repercussions for bringing this stuff up. Patreon doesn't exactly like you throwing out accusations or accusing them of being lax with certain things. But let me just put it here. It came to my attention that there's a ton of people on like Instagram, for example, who post videos and pictures of their underage children, and they're all clothed in like bikini swim trunks, and like these are 8-9-year-old girls, okay, little girls and little boys, dressed in swimsuits and stuff, and they post all these pictures of them, and they say channel and pages are supervised by mom, love, hearts, whatever. And then they have a link to a Patreon page where you can subscribe for like $5 a month, and then you get more pictures of the children in, let's just say, revealing clothing. And like, this is a well-known thing. There's lots of pages on Instagram that happens. Like, they do this all the time. Several people called Patreon out for this, and Patreon said, "Oh, we actively work to remove inappropriate content. To suggest we don't is not acceptable, blah, blah, blah." Those pages are still up. And like, even if there's like, even if the pictures are not illegal and just feature, it's just a collection of hundreds of pictures of little girls and boys, I still find that remarkably unacceptable to be on your platform. Like, it doesn't take a genius to figure out who's subscribing to that Patreon for $5 a month. The type of person that's subbing to that, Like, it doesn't take a genius to figure that out. So I find it extremely uncomfortable, and I don't want to contribute to a company that actively platforms and supports that. I understand legally they're probably rock solid and protected. They have every like T crossed and I dotted, but there's been a series of things like that. There were also like, there was the report or the review on Glassdoor, where anybody, to be fair, can go on and claim to be an employee. But there were people on that Glassdoor site that claimed to previously work for the security team, work on Patreon's payroll, and that they, before they left and were downsized, they had been told that they couldn't go in and proactively remove that content. They had to wait until there was like a legal requirement to remove that content. So the whole thing just kind of stunk. Maybe that's not the truth. Maybe this person was faking being an employee of Patreon for some reason. I don't know why they do it, but maybe. Either way, like, where there's smoke, there's fire. And for me, I look at that and I just find it remarkably uncomfortable. And now that I've seen it and I see these other like TikTokers will pull it up and like, what the hell is with this Instagram account that just has pictures of little kids and then links to a Patreon where they're accepting like tens of thousands of dollars for pictures of their children, and like they allow perks where like you can pay extra and then the kid will perform a dance for the patron, stuff like that. That's just freaking creepy as hell. So I'm just uncomfortable with it, and I don't want to be anywhere near that. How big are these communities? The Instagram pages have like 75, 85, 150,000 followers. It's like remarkably upsetting. It goes back to this has been a thing, pedophilia and these types of things has been a big issue for decades. I mean, all of history, really. And it's just such a horrible issue. Nobody wants to think about it or acknowledge it. And so nothing ever really goes like is settled with it. And I mean, it's even like when there's credible accusations against somebody like Michael Jackson, people don't really want to think about it because it's just so horrible. You don't want to think anybody would do that, but so you shut it down and you just choose to accept that it's not real because it's more comfortable that way. But it is a real thing and it does happen, and it's a big problem. And I don't want to have anything to do with a company that's even slightly like, regardless of how you look at it, Patreon is being used to enrich alleged parents who are using their children as like quick cash grabs. So I just don't want to be on a platform that also enriches pervs and creeps. The other piece of it too is that Patreon has always been sort of strange for me. I feel like when you set up a Patreon and you start taking money from viewers and kind of e-begging in that way, especially on a subscription level, you then are obligated and you have to maintain a certain, I don't know, rapport or like, I don't know. I like, for example, like we never made a ton of money off the Patreon, maybe like $600 a month. It's decent. Back in the day, that was enough to cover my rent. Nowadays, that's like a third or a quarter of my rent, so it's not as big of a deal as it used to be. But back in the day, it was a huge deal. But what it does is like, I get that $600 a month from Patreon. I then feel guilty whenever I do like anything to try and update the studio or tweak stuff, because in the back of my mind, I'm like, is this the best way I could be spending like the $600 that these people have donated and pledged to me? So it just makes me feel really uncomfortable. And I am, of course, very thankful to the patrons, but I would like rather they keep their money, especially because now I'm at a point where it's not a huge chunk of my monthly income. I can live without it. I would rather people keep their money. And if they want to like become a member on this channel, and like, if you want to throw donations and stuff, I'm not going to stop you, but like never feel obligated to. The great thing about YouTube is that you can watch the content for free and I can still make a living, That's an amazing thing. Like it's great. So I would rather, instead of just e-begging and being that guy, I would rather just throw myself at the mercy of the algorithm and just do what I want to do and not have this constant nagging of like, is this what the patrons need or want? Because I never had issues with that. Like Brennan's saying, becomes pretty parasocial. Joseph Anderson's Patreon quickly became a finish your Witcher 3 video now or I will kill you platform. And I never had to deal with anything on that level. My patrons were always extremely chill and cool. Joseph Anderson's kind of a special example because he was taking in like tens of thousands of dollars and like saying he was going to make this Witcher video. And that was like 4 years ago. So I get it. I get why they might have felt like their money was just kind of burning. I think he shut it. Didn't he shut his Patreon down? I think he shut it down. Because that type of thing was happening. And so he's like, I'm just not comfortable with it. And that's where I'm at. I'm like, the company is really weird. They platform weird people. They enrich people that I think should be deplatformed and gotten rid of. Like those creepy moms who are providing videos of their children, things like that. So that's it. And then it also, I just think at this point, we've somewhat outgrown it. Maybe the day will come when we go back to it to fundraise for something. Who knows? But it's always made me a little bit uncomfortable. And so I'd rather just not deal with it, Oh, we have a story, Rashid, on the Last of Us HBO show that we'll talk about in just a minute. I leave for 2 minutes and I come back to moms and videos of children. Yeah, weird, creepy stuff being supported and platformed on Patreon that led me to deleting my Patreon. In hindsight, I should have like done a big community post and everything and done it like that. But I found out like the day before the charges would have gone out like on the last day of the month. So September 30th, I guess it would have been. And I didn't want like people to be charged again now that I knew about this. So I shut everything down before they'd be charged one more month. So having considered streaming on YouTube and Twitch at the same time, the thing is, I currently am an affiliate on Twitch. I was offered partnership on Twitch. If I accepted partnership, and even with affiliate, I cannot co-stream. If I co-stream, they disable all subs, all of that stuff, and it's gone. I lose all that money. And plus, as far as I can tell, everybody that was joining us over on Twitch has just moved over to YouTube in the span of like a week and a half. So here comes the Luke Stevens OnlyFans. Dude, I watch a TikToker and all he does is he like debunks those cringy like financial guru types on TikTok. And so he'll just like, he went and found one guy who's like claiming to be a financial expert, and he also has an OnlyFans, and he goes and he's like, this is my penthouse in Miami. I paid $5 million in cash for it. And the guy that runs the TikTok that debunks this is like, yeah, I used to work as a broker in Miami, and I know the building that he is filming and saying he bought the penthouse for $5 million. They only do rentals. So he calls the building on the video and is like, do you guys sell units now, or are you still only rentals? And she's like, yeah, no, whoever told you that they bought a unit is lying. We only rent. So we only do month to month. And it was pretty hilarious. So that's what I think of when I think of OnlyFans. People probably think of other things when they think of OnlyFans. I think of funny financial gurus who get called out for lying. But I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there. Phil Spencer is top tier exposing those financial gurus. Phil Spencer, the king, the legend. Max, thank you for your kind words. Appreciate you. I think it's dead now. Yeah. I mean, he was doing just fine for a good long while, but it's the second again, like you end up kind of becoming a prisoner to it, and it's just, I don't think it's worth it. You could say anything about any, or the same thing about any online platform, especially 18 plus version of Patreon that shall not be named. Freelancing has definitely changed how we view personal finances. With ONF, like you have to demonstrate, from what I've been told. Of course, I haven't set one up, but my understanding is if you want to post something, you have to provide like a copy of a driver's license. You have to prove that everybody that appears in the content is over 18. Patreon, they don't have any verification. They just look at the account holder, and if the account holder is over 18, you're good. And that is an issue because like the kids aren't hopping on and like at 9 years old creating these Patreon pages. It's their parents or guardians or creepy uncles. Like it's not the kid that sets it up. So it's always going to be an adult. The system's just broken over there. Wait, so you're saying the $200 hustle grind set course I subscribe to won't help me stack my dollar bills? Yeah. Call me crazy. I did see one where it was a guy claiming that he could teach you how to flip. What was it? It was so weird. It was like get into flipping antique tables or something like that. It was super weird and random and niche. And he was selling the course on how to do it for $6,000. Of course, normally 10,000, but it's on sale for 6. So it's a great deal. But like, this is the thing. Some people pay that. Some people do it. I know it's insane for us to think, but it does happen. Like, I forget the principle, but somebody told me back in the day, there's like an idea among scammers that if you're going to make a scam, make it as outrageous and stupid and silly as you can, and just be upfront and acknowledge the ridiculousness of it. And like the people who are even moderately skeptical won't fall for it, but they never were going to. But the people who are gullible will every time. And like when I worked at the bank, there was an old guy. This is kind of sad. So when I was working at US Bank, we would do all of these trainings, right, on how to prevent or at least discourage fraud and scamming. So we would usually be trained to look out for people asking to like have cashier's checks or cashier checks made up with very vague explanations. Because on a cashier check, you actually write on the memo line what it's for. So if you're buying a car cash, it'll say, 2002 Volvo station wagon. Boom, it's on the check. It's understood. And it shows up in bank records that way. But what we would have happen is these older people, every single time it was usually older people, or like one time it was this really unstable, crazy guy that would come in and start rambling about his former career as a NASCAR driver and as a professional golfer. And he was also an actor that worked with Tom Cruise. Like, he would just go on, totally delusional. Like, he's almost homeless, and he thinks that he's lived this like 15 lives. And what we came to find out is that guy that was crazy, turns out like he was saying entire paragraphs that he had just memorized from movies, but he would regurgitate it word for word as though it was his life. It was insane. Like, it was honestly kind of scary. And we only caught it because the guy I was working with, Ryan, like heard him start to tell this story about, it was like, I think the race car thing. And he's like, I've heard that before. And I forget the movie, but it was from some movie. And the guy had memorized it and was like pretending that that was him. It was really weird. But we would have these old guys come into the bank and old ladies, and they would ask for a cashier's check, and they would ask for it to be like written out to like Prince of Serbia LLC or something, like the most ridiculous thing you can imagine. And they would do this regularly. And we could say, hey, I'm just not comfortable for this. One way we would get around it is like this one old guy who he got scammed like every month, almost on the nose. He would come in and he'd say, I found an investment opportunity. And we'd be like, okay, Mr. whatever his name was, what's this investment opportunity? And he would like start explaining what it was. And it was always like, well, this guy, he's currently got a ton of money offshore. He needs to get the money back into the United States, but there's a transfer fee. But he needs the transfer fee in USD since all of his money is in like the peso. So what I need to do is I need to wire him $5,000 US, and then he can use that money to then transfer over the pesos, convert them into dollars, and then in exchange for my $5,000, he's going to pay me back $500,000. It's a fantastic opportunity. And like, it doesn't take a genius to be like that. Sorry, dude, that's not real. It's not real. But this guy who's like 80 years old has a big pension. He had like, a few $100,000 in his checking account, like that he was just living off of. He would just do this regularly. He would come in and he would get these things set up. And so how we normally would deal with it is like, we couldn't outright just say, no, we're not going to allow you to take out your money or to send your money where you want to do it, where you want to send it. What we could do is like 5,000, I would be like, oh, that's above my daily transfer limit. So I just have to get managerial approval. And then my manager would just go on lunch at that same time. And then he would leave. And usually within a day or two, he would forget about it because he was kind of old and senile. And then he wouldn't get scammed. But like, that's what we had to do to protect the customer in this like roundabout way, to keep an eye out for his best interest from what was clearly a scam. But we kind of had to do it in a slightly dishonest way. But it was because we didn't want the dude to just keep losing all of his money to scammers. So it was like one of those ethical question mark areas where like you want to help, but you also don't want to enable that weird stuff. Like, it was just, but stuff like that happened all the time. Unsure if this question was already asked, but are you planning on a Dead Space critique and retrospective before the remake? Possibly. I might just save the footage and we might just compare it directly in the remake when that comes out. I'm not really sure. But yeah, all told, that old guy, I feel bad for him, but hopefully he They ended up shutting down that branch that I worked at. So hopefully he just ended up being like, the bank's too far away. I won't bother. And just ended up living happily ever after. But I felt bad for the guy because there was always older people that got some email and they just bought into it, thought it was an amazing opportunity, and ended up losing a ton of money. So hopefully he's okay. I'm surprised he's still scheming at 81 now. Yeah. He's a player. He's a player. It's delayed till November. Let's see. The Dead Space remake, I thought was, January 27th of 23. It's like early next year. Maybe you're talking about something else. Yeah, I tried Breath of the Wild again. Yeah, for real. I'll have to get around to doing it. I just need to connect up the Nintendo Switch dock and stuff. I think I still have my save file where I like had the motorcycle unlocked and everything. It was a good time. Let's see. Remember any of those stories? I would have to ask Ryan, reach out to Ryan again and be like, do you remember what that crazy guy told us? Like, I think the movie, the golf story he told was from like, it was like a Harrison Ford movie or something. It was really fascinating, honestly, like how his brain would work, because he would string these stories together. And then like, I think he also, there was one thing he said that was like really on the nose. It was like a reference to Top Gun or something, because he was mentioning flying fighter pilots back in like the Korean War or something. And things like that just started to be kind of weird and sus. Cause like, wait, so you were a professional golfer, NASCAR driver, you're like a fighter pilot. Like his life was just a series of 15 movies. You know, it was bizarre. There's a motorcycle in Breath of the Wild. Yes, if you get through the DLC, you unlock a motorcycle. Honestly, it's pretty ass. It's basically just a horse, but it's skinned to look like a motorcycle, and it drives pretty terribly. But it's a motorcycle, and it's kind of fun. Have you seen that an Xbox streaming device might be teased by Phil Spencer? Do you guys remember? Where the only OGs will remember this. Hold on, maybe I can find it. What would I have called it? Sony. Oh, here it is. March 15th, 2017. Oh my God. Look at this. Hold on. Let me copy this video over, collapse this. So all of this news coming out about a like new streaming device that's going to just basically be used to just use xCloud, like a handheld xCloud device. Look at this. Old school Lukey working and making a video out of my mom's basement. This March 15th, 2017. The video has like 3,200 views. This video, in it, I describe that I think that Sony should replace the Vita with a handheld that would just stream games using PlayStation Now. And I said, I think this is the next generation of handheld gaming. It's not going to be running these games natively, because as they grow more and more graphically intense, it's going to be harder and harder to run those in a handheld form factor. Eventually, you'll be able to as technology progresses, but there's just a power to practicality question. And so I just said, you know what? I think they should do a handheld streaming device. Maybe you even build in like 4G at the time was the newest thing. So it's like 4G connectivity, and it can have like special bundled plans with Verizon and T-Mobile and Sprint. And that's all it is. It's just a streaming device. And that was my whole premise, this was the trailer we had for Days Gone at the time. I was like, that's all we need. That's all we need. And now we hear about these things with like dedicated like streaming handhelds from Xbox. Like I called it, man. I called it. I knew this was gonna happen. I predicted it. Yeah, classic YouTube putting a random game under the description of it. Yeah, for real. For real. What did it put? Yeah, The Last of Us 2013. I think it's because, do I even play The Last of Us at any point? No, it's all Days Gone footage. This is like old school. Really, it's 2017 YouTube, if we're being real. This is just how it was, where it was like, you talk about something, you ramble for 15 minutes. If you can hit the 15-minute mark, that's what you aimed for. And then you put it on top of gaming footage and call it a day. And like, it's just funny that things have evolved. Things have changed. You know, it used to be a lot easier. If I was making the kind of videos I'm making now, but like 5 years ago, I'm sure we would have exploded. Because this level of quality now is the standard, but back then it just wasn't expected. Did you hear what the leaked Brody Yukon said about God of War Ragnarok? I did not. If you have a link to like an article or a tweet or something, Rambo, I would check it out. Yeah, we could check it out. But yeah, all told, I found it really funny that that you mentioned that, because I predicted it like 5 years ago, and now every time I see a new like news story bringing that up, I'm like, called it. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's see. I had a hard time going back to Breath of the Wild. Feels just like with Elden Ring, it loses a lot of its charm on replay because of how exploration driven it is. Yeah, for real. I do think that Elden Ring will struggle in years to come with replaying, just because I totally agree. Like that first playthrough, there's nothing that quite compares to it. I think Elden Ring benefits from just having a ton of bosses. So even if you just want to speedrun bosses, you can still have a great time playing the game. Where like Breath of the Wild doesn't really have that. Breath of the Wild is exploration. That's what the game is. And once you know the map, once you know what you're looking for, and you've seen all the shrines before, it loses a lot of that charm. I basically haven't touched it in 3-4 years, because I'm hoping one day I will have forgotten it, like enough of it that I can go back and actually enjoy it again. But we'll see. It's one of the big question marks with whatever the sequel's called, but with the follow-up that's coming. I don't know how they pull that off and maintain that same standard of exploration. But that's the question they've been asking themselves for 5 years. So I'm sure they're also just as concerned about maintaining that. So we'll see. I'm really excited for it, though. Actually, the format of yours back in the day is more impressive, as I've watched content since 2009 and 2010-ish. I remember very fondly those 4-minute videos of 480p, basically a shitbox. Yeah, I remember some of those old school videos. I mean, I talked about like, I talked to Maddie about this. I don't think it was on the video, but like back in 2013, 14, because I was telling him, I was like, I used to watch all of your Fallout 4 hype videos, like every single one. And he's like, oh yeah, man, those videos, I would basically just like hop on and I would like just ramble while playing a trailer for Fallout 3. And I did that for like 10 videos in a row, it's like all he did. But it was just because he was talking about Fallout 4 that people found it engaging enough. And now everybody's spoiled, because it's never been easier to film high quality video, high quality audio. And to do it. And let's be real, the other piece of it too is that a lot of people see streaming and video games and YouTube as a more viable career path. So people are putting more money into it. The Shure, I've got this right here that I've got to go pack away. This is my old microphone. Used this for years. But this is the Shure SM7B. The Shure SM7B has existed since the 70s. Michael Jackson famously recorded Thriller on that mic. he like the album on that mic. It's a fantastic microphone, and it's $400, and it's been $400 for years and years and years. Now you see every Tom, Dick, and Harry that has a YouTube channel is using that microphone. It's not because that microphone all of a sudden got cheaper and more affordable. It's because everybody now is like, well, that's the standard. If I want to be competitive, I need that microphone. 5-6 years ago, the standard was like a Yeti mic that was $50 to $100, but now the standard has risen. And you start to see a lot of other YouTubers with high quality cameras coming in and better lighting coming in and much better editing. And it's good because it keeps things really competitive, but it does change stuff. It just does. YouTube Premium's a godsend for consuming content. For real, Andre, I cannot live without it. You'll notice I have 2 profiles pulled up as well. We're gonna look at this article here in a second. But just as a point of reference, I have this browser that's open to a dedicated Chrome profile for live streams. And I also have YouTube Premium set up on this. So when we watch videos, we don't have to sit through ads. And then I have a separate Chrome profile set up for my personal use that also has YouTube Premium. And I've started trying to separate it. So my phone, I only watch YouTube videos on my private YouTube account. I'm trying to stop using my main big channel. Like there was one time back in the day, there was some oh god, it was, I forget what the video was, but somehow a video that I was recommended, I accidentally hit the button add to playlist, and it automatically added it to 5 playlists. And so randomly there's some news the war in Yemen is firing off, and it's in the middle of my YouTube critique playlist, and somebody messaged me. I was like, I don't think this is supposed to be on this playlist. I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely not. So I'm sorry. Yeah, oopsie. So to avoid that, I just now do this. What's the name of the white ball mic? Snowball, basically OG YouTube set. Yeah, the Snowball still sounds great. I think part of the issue, honestly, I am a bit of an audiophile. You guys will see on stream in the next couple of days, we're going to be upgrading my headphone setup because I've been complaining about my wireless A50s. They've just been going out and it's killing me. But I'm going to be replacing those with a new set of Sennheiser headphones that have a dedicated tube amplifier. It's going to be freaking awesome, and we're going to unbox that and set it up together. It's going to be sick. But the point is, I'm a bit of an audiophile. I love me some good audio. I can hear a very clear difference between this RE20 and that Shure SM7B. I can hear a very clear difference, and I think on my voice, this microphone sounds better. So we upgraded, we swapped it out. For 99% of people, and let's be honest, probably for most of you guys, it doesn't really matter. If I had that microphone set up here, the stream would be just as good or just as bad, depending on how you look at it. It would have no clear differentiation. Especially after going through compression and everything through YouTube, and you wouldn't be able to tell, probably. But I can tell. So, and I'm a perfectionist, so I'm, I don't get to be satisfied. But with that being said, for 99% of people, you don't need setups like this. Again, whenever you feel oh, maybe I should upgrade my microphone or I need a better camera or something, look at XQC. The dude makes $300,000 a month, and his setup probably would cost no more than $150 to get going. So you don't need a good setup. I rag on XQC because he is an actual baffling phenomenon to me, but he is a great example of how you can do a lot with a little if you're really weird. And that's the key. Why Sennheisers? I just love Sennheiser. They're very accurate speakers and headphones. For speakers, I use KEFs. So these speakers you see here, these are KEF, KEF LS50 Mark IIs. Fantastic speakers. Again, total overkill for 99.9% of people. And then these are actually open back Sennheiser I like had a brain fart. These are open back Sennheiser headphones. And I will say, if you've never gamed with open back headphones, you should try it. I actually thought somebody was knocking on my door because we were playing, like I was filming some PT. And I was walking down the hallway in PT. And in the game, they knock on the door. And it was like, it sounded so real. And open back headphones are known for being very spacious and having a wide sound stage. So it feels like things are far off in the distance if they play through that way. And so I thought somebody was knocking on the door. And I actually took off the headphones. I got up and checked the door and nobody was there. And then I realized, oh my God, it's in the game. But it was that real. So if you haven't ever tried gaming with open back headphones, I highly recommend it. Most gaming headsets are closed back because they like, a lot of consumers just don't realize that open back has those benefits and stuff. And there's also a lot of sound leakage because they're not sealed. So the speaker plays into your ear, but it also leaks a lot out into the room as well, which is something you have to factor in with like your microphone and stuff. Okay. Let me catch up. Does nobody use AdBlock? It's a plugin for browsers that blocks all the ads. You don't need YouTube Premium. Yeah, Sam, you can absolutely use that. For me, the perks of YouTube Premium, for one, the YouTuber still gets paid a cut. So it's not like they get, you know, if you have ad blocker, the YouTuber, it's like you didn't watch the video, basically. Granted, like one viewer doing that, not a big deal, but when like 20% of the market's using that, it does add up and it does end up being a big deal and it slashes the amount of money we can make in our livelihood. But I don't blame anybody for doing that. The other perk of YouTube Premium is like you see on my phone, I can go to downloads and I have all of these videos downloaded in the YouTube app. So I can listen to them and watch them when I'm not currently connected or if I'm out and about. It doesn't use data. And then also the benefit is that I can play a video. Like if we play this, let's do this missing flight MH370 conspiracies debunked. I play this video. I can turn off the video or the screen and it keeps playing. And then I can swipe up and it's still going. And so that for me is fantastic because I use YouTube Premium as basically like a built-in podcasting thing because I can just listen to stuff on the go. It's like I set up all of the critiques as podcasts through like Apple Podcasts and Spotify and stuff. But if you have YouTube Premium, you don't need any of that. You can download the video, like the 5-hour Cyberpunk critique. You can download it and then listen to it with the screen off like a podcast. And so it's just like problem solved. Screen off function is incredible for walking. I love it. Yeah. I can't live without it at this point. I'm so spoiled. And the other thing, yeah, you can project like onto your TV a video and it will stay ad free if you project it from your account that's on YouTube Premium because you can't get ad blocker on a TV, at least as far as I know. So there's a lot of perks. And also like at the end of the day, honestly, I really like I owe everything in a lot of ways to YouTube. So if the cost of me thanking YouTube is $10 a month, I will pay the $10 a month to get what YouTube offers. Like it's insane. Just the ability to store all the footage that I store on, like on YouTube, the gameplay footage, these streams and everything, it would cost me a hell of a lot more than $10 a month if I were doing it through Dropbox or any of those other services. So, question. Don't understand why people make so much zombie games. Those post-apocalyptic games are much more about human struggle. Yeah, for real. I think zombie games just put characters in really rough positions and in like the worst case scenario. And it's when people are in the worst case scenario that you can really tell who they are. And that's why you learn a lot about people in those types of settings, which I think is why the stories end up feeling much more human than they do like monster thriller, you know. I don't think I actually like having the blue fill. I think I'll turn that off. Ad block on TV might be pushing it, in my opinion. Yeah, it just gets tricky. And I'm like, whenever we do this, whenever we start blocking ads and stuff, eventually the Giga Corporation will figure out a way to force it on us. Like, we can either go along with it now and just live with it, or we can deal with a version that's much worse, you know? And so I guess maybe I'm a pushover. Maybe that's all that really means at the end of the day. Let's tackle this next little bit. Cult of the Lamb, a good game. Yeah, it's still got a bunch of technical issues. It randomly crashes on my Steam Deck all the time, but I enjoy it. It's super fun. I wish you could change like the policies and stuff that you have, but all told, it's a pretty fun game. It's a pretty fun game. I'll probably be restarting relatively soon. I've been having fun with it though. It's a good mindless little game. It's a good time. Let's talk about this little tidbit. I saw some people freaking out about this, and I don't see the big deal, honestly. I don't think it's actually that big of a problem. The Last of Us actors for the HBO series haven't played the games. Quote, the actors for both Joel and Ellie in HBO's The Last of Us series have not played the games and were even encouraged not to. The video game adaptations are often tricky things, or video game adaptations are often tricky things to get right, as proven by years of lukewarm reception to projects, based on iconic gaming franchises. However, with recent successes such as Cyberpunk Edge Runners and Arcane, some fans out there have some hope when it comes to the adaptations of their favorite games. There's a bunch of stuff coming down the road, and also the HBO series for The Last of Us is no different. Two people that are perhaps not as familiar with the stories of Joel and Ellie as you would expect are reportedly the people playing them. According to an interview with USA Today, actress Bella Ramsey, who is set to play Ellie in the HBO series, stated that she hadn't played the game, either of them, for the record. When asked in the first audition whether she'd had the chance to play either The Last of Us or its sequel or the DLC, Ramsey simply replied, nope. And the people auditioning her told her to, quote, keep it that way. This caused people like on Twitter to just explode. People like, how freaking dare they? The game, like the show is going to be horrible because it's not going to be true to the games because they haven't even bothered playing the games. What the hell? Let me be real. I don't think it's a huge deal. Because at the end of the day, I would rather this offer something new and different than just attempt to be a carbon copy, but with real life actors. Because I've seen that story before. I would like this to bring something different to the table. That being said, I do understand why the perception isn't great. You know, especially because people are already feeling like, hey, these characters are very near and dear to us. You better treat them right. You better do well. And then to hear, oh, no, we haven't even played the game. Like the thing that inspired this whole thing. Yeah, we haven't even bothered. It would be like, you know, on the, for like the Witcher series on Netflix, it would be like if Henry Cavill had come out and said, oh, no, I haven't read the books, played the games. Like I have no clue what this is. Looked up some YouTube videos. So, yeah. I can understand why that would be upsetting. So I get it. I just don't think it's that big of a deal in this particular instance, especially because Neil Druckmann, who of course created The Last of Us, is heavily involved in this HBO series, and he literally knows the characters better than anyone. He created them. He is their god. So I think if anybody can maintain accuracy with portraying them, it would be Neil Druckmann being involved with this. So I'm not too worried about how these characters are portrayed, as long as it's slightly different and offers something unique. Like at the end of the day, they were never going to do a carbon copy of Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson, I think it is, and that's good. Like if they tried to just be Joel from the game and Ellie from the game, it would come off badly because that's not who they are. And that was never going to be their interpretation of the character. That was those other actors' interpretation. If you wanted that out of the show, you should have hired Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson, but you didn't. And for good reason. I mean, they're both like, I think they're both in their 40s or something. They're a lot older than I expected them to be, but I don't think they would appear super great on camera in those roles. It would probably be pretty cringe. One thing I did find funny, that it's just stupid. So she did admit to watching some of the gameplay on YouTube to get a sense of the world of The Last of Us. Okay. Also, Ramsey went on to say that she is so, quote, so excited, end quote, for the show to release. I I just find that like freaking hilarious. Like, why is this necessary? What does this sentence give us? Like, would you tell us if it was the opposite? Like, also Ramsey went on to say that she is freaking terrified for the show to release. Like, she is dreading it. Like, you never say that. But when it's like, oh, she's really excited for people to see it, of course she is. Why wouldn't she be? Like, it's such a stupid, useless sentence. It drives me crazy. But they do this all the time. Like, actors will say this all the time. Oh, I'm so excited for people to see what we've been working on with the latest Avengers movie. It's like, okay, yeah. If you said, oh, we're really dreading it, that would be horrible. And it's funny because that's what a lot of actors and actresses were saying about the Game of Thrones finale. People were like, not that great. Pedro Pascal, the star of The Mandalorian, who plays Joel in The Last of Us, also reportedly hasn't spent much time with the game, only catching a glimpse of them through watching his nephew play. According to Pascal, he wanted to keep a distance from the game's version of Joel and his own in order to, quote, not imitate too much, end quote, of what he saw in the games. Even without its star playing the games, it seems clear from the teaser of The Last of Us series that HBO is paying close attention. Playing close attention? Isn't it paying close attention? I don't know. Even showing off a clicker that looks like it jumps straight from a PlayStation to a live set. I don't know. I'm intrigued. I would hit play on this, but they copyright struck the crap out of the stream the last time we talked on this. So it just is what it is. But with all of this, I think it'll be good. I just want it to offer even a little something unique because, like I said, we've seen this story time and time again. I don't think we need a recap of it that's identical to the games. I would rather them bring something unique. So he was great on Narcos, Mandalorian, and the Community table read. I haven't watched Mandalorian. I haven't seen the other stuff he's done, but I am intrigued. I hope he does great. I really do. People are always like, you're so negative all the time. I'm like, no, I want stuff to be good. I want to love stuff. But like, if a game sucks ass, I'm going to tell you it sucks ass. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, call me crazy. Like, do you want me to lie to you? Everything is amazing and every game ever is tremendous. Like, no, I'm going to call it like it is. Let's see. Let's do this. So, this next story, QA team for Cyberpunk and other projects misled the companies that hired them and underperformed. So, this is somewhat interesting because some people back when Cyberpunk launched were saying this is on QA. And then a lot of people were like, no, it's the QA can mark all of these things as issues. It doesn't mean that they're going to be fixed. That's true. Apparently what this story from PC Gamer describes is a lot of misrepresentation on the part of these companies, which led to some serious issues. So Quantic Lab first made headlines over its role in testing Cyberpunk 2077. And the title of the article is Major Game Studios Believed This Company Was Providing Experienced, Well-Staffed QA Teams. Employees of that company say that was a lie. Let's see. 2 current and 8 former workers at prolific Romanian quality assurance outsourcer Quantic Lab spoke to PC Gamer about their jobs on the condition of anonymity, alleging that management not only pressures its testers above and beyond the norm for this vital but too often under-resourced subset of game development, but also misleads its clients about the size and competency of its QA teams and directs employees to keep up the charade. You're likely unfamiliar with Quantic Lab, which is based in Cluj-Napoca, Romania. Any Romanians in here, I apologize for butchering that so terribly. But you will know the games this Embracer Group subsidiary worked on: Cyberpunk 2077, The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine, Divinity Original Sin 2, Necromunda, Hired Gun, City Skylines, and more were all tested by the team. Testers had access to development builds of these games, scrutinizing them for glitches and potential blocks to progress in a similar way to how speedrunners attempt to break the game following a release. In June, a series of videos from gaming channel Upper Echelon Gamers drew attention to Quantic's alleged mismanagement and duplicitous business practices. UEG focused on the testimony of former members of Quantic's Cyberpunk 2077 QA team, the distressed management caused those workers, and the negative impact this had on Cyberpunk's development. Here's the quote. Let's see. The employees I spoke to describe an environment where Quantic was constantly operating beyond its means, accepting more projects than it had the capacity for and stretching its staff too thinly between them. They indicated that these issues hit a crescendo when the company took contracts to test Cyberpunk 2077 and NBA 2K21. Cyberpunk has been a bit of a lightning rod for Quantic, but the company does not seem to be officially credited in 2K21, a practice that one of the currently active employees touched on. Quote, unfortunately, many Quantic Lab testers were not credited in all games that they tested. In some cases, publishers' criteria for crediting a person was if they worked more than 5 months on that game. If someone worked only 4 months and 2 weeks on that game, they wouldn't be credited. And this is an issue because when you apply for a new job and say, oh, I worked on NBA 2K21, and then your employer looks at the credits for that game and you're not listed, it looks like you're lying. When you did work on it, you just didn't work on it long enough to be in the official credits. So that ends up being an issue. Let's see. Quote, from a team of 30 people initially assigned to Cyberpunk 2077, I think only 10 of them had experience on QA, a source who worked on the Cyberpunk QA team said. Of those 10, they said that, quote, none of the experienced testers had more than a year of experience. I would blame Cyberpunk on Quantic. CDPR still released, or I wouldn't blame Cyberpunk on Quantic. CDPR still released the damn thing, one of the former Quantic employees who worked on the game told us. But the fact that the game was in the state that it was, Quantic contributed. The same employee posited that a better managed team in the same position could have bought CD Projekt valuable time on the project. It was common to see entire projects handled by one person, which actually needed a team of 1 to 3 testers. And then there's issues of low pay, of being overworked and crunch. I never tried working in game development again, even though it was my passion at first. This unfortunately happens a lot. A lot of people get into game dev, run into situations like this, and then give it up and never go back. Who knows how much talent and how many great games have been lost to history simply because they burnt out the employees. So yeah, it's crazy. The employees we spoke to were pessimistic about Quantic's prospects of changing for the better as a result of current negative attention. One suggested it would require a top-down overhaul of the management origination from its corporate owners to the Embracer Group, which acquired the company in November of 2020. Yeah, Embracer Group running into issues. Shocker. So all of this to say, the team that was hired to help QA test Cyberpunk 2077, it sounds like management lied about their capacities for labor and acted as though they were able to do a lot more than they actually were. And that certainly does not justify or explain why Cyberpunk launched the way it did. Like that employee said, the management at CDPR still chose to release the game in a broken state. It's still on them. But this does kind of explain why the QA seems to just have been non-existent for that game, because like the team that was handling it had like zero experience and were underpaid, overworked, and it was just a disaster. So I would guess this probably doesn't happen again. I would guess CDPR probably goes and does it all internally this next time around. If I had to put money on it. If I were a betting man, that's what I would say. Let's see. Whippy Eyes. Hey, recently discovered your channel from the Nadia BS. Like your stuff, dude. Happy to be here. Awesome. Glad to have you. Glad to have you, my friend. Yeah, I'm surprised those Nadia videos popped off. Like, we threw it together. We responded to it on stream one day, just casually. And then, like, out of nowhere, it started popping off. And like we showed earlier in the stream, like, even Hassan was talking about it on stream. And, like, our videos are popping up in his recommended feed, which is just kind of cool. So, who knows? Like, I don't want to continue feeding the troll that is Nadja. I want to let her drift into obscurity because honestly, it's kind of what she deserves at this point. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. If there's an update, I would love to tackle it. It sounds like, I mean, if they were going to ban her, they would have already done it. They did the shadow ban thing. They're going to like do some half-assed review and then they'll just move on. And who knows, maybe she got spooked and she stopped using the particular cheats that she had been using, and that's how she's getting away with it now. Maybe it's that she just has friends in the right places. I will say some of those clips we watched in those videos are like, I've never seen, okay, I have seen more egregious aimbot, but I've never seen somebody with that egregious of aimbot that pretends as though it's their actual aim. And who knows, maybe it's that she's just cozying up to FaZe Swag and these other streamers, and so by association she's going to be protected. I don't know, but it is baffling to me that she's still like seriously claiming that she hasn't done anything. Pretty clearly she has. Yeah, a wild Cole will appear if you talk about her. Yeah, Cole will forever live on in infamy as the Nadia simp. Poor guy. Poor guy. You know, it's going to happen. We'll sell t-shirts. I was there for Cole. I met Cole. I saw Cole. The wild Cole. Maybe we'll do like, I'll hire an artist to draw something of like a wild animal that's a Cole out there. And it's just a little speech bubble. It's like, she probably isn't cheating though. Something like that. I'd wear it. Couldn't have happened to a nicer simp. Yeah, he just disappeared after. Who knows? Maybe Cole still lurks in here. Maybe. Who knows? That like we had some other people like TT is in here every once in a while and is our local troll. You know, we have some people in here that pop in and they stir the pot and they don't mean it. And they're like, oh no, Nani's actually a really talented gamer. You're just jealous. And they don't actually mean it. Cole, I'm pretty sure meant it. I'm pretty sure he meant it. Yeah, is VPN even cheating though? I don't think it's that big of a deal though. I mean, I know 2 minutes ago I said that she didn't do anything wrong, but like that, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Let's see. I mean, not to make myself sound like I know it all, but I'm 36 now and I've been playing COD from day one, original Call of Duty, and I've never seen something like that ever. Yeah, it's like, for me, it was when the deciding factor was when like the guy was glitched or like he lagged and he zipped back like a meter. And her aim was locked on like the center of mass. And then he zips back because he lagged. And her aim doesn't adjust slowly over there. It snaps with it. That's not like aim assist would allow her to slowly track it over like 3 or 4 frames. But it went from here and the next frame he's over there and her aim also snapped. And that just doesn't happen. And she claimed it was a frame glitch. When asked what a frame glitch even is, she couldn't explain it. And I have no idea what a frame glitch is in that context. So, you know, I think there was just something odd going on there. But Cole's the channel mascot. Yeah, he's Sacred Cole. Sacred Cole. You want to know something else that's sacred and kind of ridiculous? Players' wallets. And what's even more sacred is the tendency of Blizzard to charge people for insane stuff. Such as this. Blizzard has quietly fixed Overwatch 2 for auto purchase glitch, but refunds are yet to come. Basically what happened is there was a bug in Overwatch 2 that caused players in the game's chat to buy things accidentally. I don't even know how that happens, but apparently it happens. The embattled launch of Overwatch 2 appears to have solved at least one of its issues, with Blizzard's latest hotfix putting an end to a bug that was causing players to use the in-game chat to make accidental purchases in the game's store. The bug was brought to public attention by Drakyoshi, maybe? A Reddit user who found themselves inexplicably buying Junker Queen's plutonium skin while using the chat in the game's hero gallery. Drakyoshi, maybe, reckoned that the bug happened because the game misinterpreted text written in its chat as menu navigation inputs. While it might sound like an excuse cooked up after a bout of buyer's remorse, quite a few other commenters came forward with similar stories. Blizzard seems to have agreed there was a problem because a hotfix put out on Friday seems to have fixed the problem. Drakyoshi reached out to Blizzard support to try and get a refund for the erroneous purchase, but was told that Blizzard was, quote, unable to offer refunds or compensation for unlocks made with in-game currency in Overwatch. That sounds pretty bleak insofar as affected users' chances of a refund goes, but I wouldn't give up hope just yet. The support rep told Drakyoshi to provide further feedback if they believe there was a problem with the game that caused their problem to happen. So who knows? Maybe they'll fix it, maybe they won't. I wouldn't expect it to be fixed. I would guess that they just forget to respond and then hope people just forget and move on. But, you know, what are you going to do? It's pretty amazing, though. Like, you have a bug like that. Oh, no, a bug actually made you buy a bunch of stuff and spend money? Shoot. I wish we could fix this. You know, damn it. I want answers now. It's just like, oh yeah, I'm sure you guys are really torn up about it. Really torn up about it. It's not really clear. Yeah, you could say something in chat. And so my understanding is you would have to be in the menu for the store, and then the game chat opens and you have to enter in like particular inputs, and then it purchases something, because the game thought that the chat was actually like menu input. So it would be like, you know, space bar would be like select, space bar again would be confirm purchase, and then space bar is like finalize purchase. So like if you typed out 3 words or 4 words, then it would interpret that way. It's still insane that happens. You'd think they'd have each of those little assets separated out, but who knows? Who knows how it works? Let's see. Is there anything else we should talk about this stream? Anything else? Did anything else happen over the weekend that we need to bring up? Anything else this weekend? I don't really know if there is anything else. I think that's most of it. Dude, my portfolio is doing baller today. Just my UVXY calls are up 32%. I will tell you what. That's what's up. That's most definitely what's up. Oh, key offer. Oh, wow. I don't know if I can show this on screen. Dude. Look at the game I was just invited to review. Are you ready? House Party Doja Cat expansion pack. Doja Cat will be the first guest added to the house party as a DLC September 30th. Request a key to play early now. Full game keys are available in case you don't have it. Wow. A masked dancing sensation is taking the internet by storm, and Doja Cat is determined to track down this talented individual to get them to perform in her next music video. An all-new hilarious original story route starring Doja Cat. Okay. Wow. Full of personality, guys. Huh. That's terrifying. That's freaking terrifying. Who knew that was a game? Should we do that? I was telling Jacob, I've been thinking of new series we could do. Because I tried games I tried series is great, but eventually like you run out of games to try that anybody really cares about. So I was like, what if I try like the worst rated games on Steam? Or I tried the most insane Doja Cat game I could find. Something like that. It could be fun to shake it up. And then we actually try to play these games in like a serious way. I think it could be fun. She's so funny. Talented, stunning, brave, and beautiful. Do you get these a lot? Oh, all the time. All the time. Jordan, I watched your Doki Doki stream yesterday and about pooped my pants towards the end. That happened this weekend. Oh, Jordan, that is spoopy. That is scary. Right in time for the Halloween season. I was going to finish Doki Doki Club last night, but my eyes were killing me because I didn't wear glasses all day. So I didn't end up doing it because I have like another hour and a half of reading to get through to finish that game. But there's more to it. I just need to get through it. I will say it gets very, very repetitive. Like at this point, I feel like I get the gist of what they're doing. But what I've been told, like the spooky stuff is just beginning. So we spent 4 hours getting to the point where apparently this stuff is starting. Who knows? I subbed to your channel over the weekend. That's awesome. Thanks, M-Dog. Appreciate you. Jay, hey, Luke, just got in from work. Got your video posted. Ready to watch even. Relax and eat. Hope all is good. Oh, all is good. We're rocking and rolling. You know what would make things even more rocking and rolling, everybody? If you haven't already, hit that like button on the stream. It does help get the stream out to more people. So I would appreciate if you smash that. We could get over 100 in like a second. So I'd appreciate that. But what is this? Introducing YouTube handles. What is YouTube handles? Hold up. I don't know what this means. We're writing to let you know that over the coming weeks, YouTube will be introducing handles to make it easier for members of the community to find and interact with each other. Your handle will be unique to your channel and will be how people mention you in comments, community posts, and more. Here's what you need. We're gradually rolling out the ability to choose handles for all channels over the coming weeks. You will receive another email and a notification in YouTube Studio when you're able to choose yours. In most cases, if you already have a personalized URL for your channel, we reserve this for you as your handle. If you want a different handle from the one you've reserved, you can change it. Okay. I thought that was already kind of a thing because you could like at a channel and then it would just search it and then you pull it up. But I don't know. Let's see. YouTube now has love handles, the best kind of handles. Okay, one time, I know this is horrible. One time I did talk to a girl and she was like, what do you call these? And she's like, grabbing on. I said, oh, those are called love handles. I didn't think it was like insulting. She called them her muffin tops. Okay, it's not my fault. I said, oh, those are called love handles. She like got actually upset and like stormed down at the room. I was like, you asked me. You knew what the answer was. you knew what you were saying. I don't think this is on me, okay? But people like in the room acted like I had just gravely insulted her. And I was like, guys, she asked me what it was called. She asked me. I simply answered. I think muffin top is more insulting. Like, what's this? Oh, that's your muffin top. That's where the dough spills out over the muffin cup. Like, that's more insulting than like love handles. It's the handle of love. Well, I'll show you some love. Grab your love handles. No, for her, apparently that was not okay. I'm the bad guy. Okay, I'm the bad guy. Wait, if she called them muffin tops herself, that seems so much worse. Thank you, Jordan. I agree. But apparently muffin top was like endearing to her, but love handle is like sexist or something. And either way, I'm like, why did you ask me if you didn't want the answer? I call it my cake batter. This is my cake batter. My cake batter. Oh, goodness. My cake batter. Need some cake batter. Cook it up. Cook it up, Bubba. I'll give it to some of these to some of these reviewers, or not reviewers, some of these sponsors. Like, they go hard with some of these. Like, they send 50 emails in a row. It's insane. Thank you, Dash, for becoming a member. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. We're getting there slowly but surely, people. I will say, like, already this stream, 2 new members. We're rocking and rolling. I will say, I don't know what the actual conversion rate is like from coming over from Twitch. It does feel like coming from Twitch to, let me pop this over. We'll boot up Dead Space. It does feel like on Twitch, it's a lot easier to like sub and do that stuff. YouTube hasn't quite figured it out. I think they got a little ways to go. The Amazon Prime subs are also pretty easy to go with. Milroids, TM, thank you for becoming a member as well. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, my friend. Hey, just came home after work. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? We're going to play some Dead Space. We're going to rock and roll. I know I said I was going to go and like catch back up to where we were on PC, and we'd continue playing on PC. I didn't end up doing it. So we're going to keep going through on Series S and just roll with it. So, sorry, not sorry. I just really like, you know, the Xbox platform. I think it's really, I will say it's nice not to have to deal with a bunch of like bug fixes and stuff to get it working. I've been watching your channel for a while. Any thoughts on Scorn this Friday? I have kept pretty much in the dark about Scorn. I will give it a shot, but I have no thoughts, positive or negative at this point. I just basically haven't looked at it. I'm trying to do that more and more. I just think like recently marketing campaigns for video games are just a disaster. Like they end up exposing so much of the game that you're like, wait, I feel like I just played the entire game and I haven't touched it yet. It hasn't even released, you know? Seems to happen a lot. I swapped out monitors too. I don't know if you can tell. I have a monitor on the floor right there. That was previously my main monitor right here. But right here, right now, maybe I can show you here. Right now, the baby I got rocking and rolling is a big, meaty boy. Big, meaty boy. You see that big, meaty boy? Ooh, she thick, boy. That's a thick-ass boy. It's a 32-inch 4K 144 hertz monitor that BenQ generously sent over. I am spoiled rotten. It is true. Fact check true. But I'm loving it. I tried to use this previously and it messed with my eyes, but I'm going to force myself to get used to it because I really like how clean it is. It's just nice. I also... Ooh, groovy. Oh, goodness. Oh, it's so groovy.
Brandon Reyes donated $4.99 through Super Chat.
Thank you.
My second ever collector's edition is gonna be Dead Space remakes. Would love to hear your opinion on the edition.
Oh. I haven't actually looked at the collector's edition of that. Hold on. I'll pull it up real quick. Thank you for the $4.99, my friend. Appreciate you. Always appreciate you. Input swap here. Let's see. You said it's the Dead Space remake collector. Oh, I think that I did see that one actually, now that I say it out loud. Yeah, because it has the mask and everything. This is it, guys. So this is the collector's edition. The remake does look tremendous. I mean, look at this. This is a game that really needed a remake. Like I've said before, some like The Last of Us Part 1, I don't think really needed a remake. I'm gonna be real. I just don't think it really needed it. The remaster was good enough. Like the remake improves it, sure. I don't think it's a market improvement, like significant. But this is such a huge upgrade. It feels like a new game. And so I yeah, fangirling at this point. Where's the arrow to go forward a picture? Can I not? Okay, I can't. This is the collector's edition. Okay. So it looks like you get the game, of course. You get a collector's edition statuette / mask. It looks like it even lights up from the inside. If it does, that's freaking cool. I would assume that this is fairly large, maybe like 8 to 10 inches tall. That's kind of the standard for something like this. So that I would say is pretty cool, especially if it lights up. That's freaking awesome. Steelbook, like I said, steelbooks, I'm kind of over them because they serve literally no purpose other than to clutter up your shelves. Little statuette, that's kind of cool. I like having little stuff like that. And then it looks like there's some little postcards, probably. Art prints, artwork subject to change. Okay. Looks like a soundtrack as well. So that's kind of cool. My concern looking at this, though, is that all of these are renders. None of this is actual. It doesn't appear to be any actual photographs. Yeah, working lights. Look at that. That's cool. So like this, I don't. Also a CD. I hope it also comes with a code for a digital soundtrack. Because like, who has a CD player anymore? You could probably play it on your disc PS5, I would guess, but like that's kind of an odd choice. Metal 4-inch. I mean, 4-inch is pretty decent. That's actually huge. 4 inches is massive. That's a massive statue right there. So that's cool. Full size wearable helmet with working lights. This is something. Okay, I love my buddy Michael. He buys all sorts of masks. He buys like the Halo mask. He bought the Iron Man one that like robotically opens up. It's cool. They're freaking expensive. And I don't get it because I'm like, what? Like, when will you ever need to wear that? You can't see out of it when you wear it. It's just like you put it on for the sake of putting it on, then you take it off. Like, it's cool, but like I literally have no idea what you use it for. Like the functionality of it being wearable. I just don't get that. But I mean, I guess it's cool. 4 mini posters. I'd like to know how big they are. Like, are these 4-inch, like 4 to 5-inch posters, or are these like foot long posters? Here, my face is covering it. Are these like foot long posters? I don't really know. Lithograph print. These are always cool. I've got one for The Last of Us Part 2. That's pretty cool. Foil stamped lithograph folio. Okay, that's cool. And then, of course, steelbook. Also pretty cool. I think the helmet does a lot of the heavy lifting. How much do they want for it? Is it also 300? 275. Like, honestly, I would probably wait till I see an unboxing because I want to see what this helmet looks like in real life. Because this is something where like a render can look good, but it could end up just being a really lightweight piece of plastic. And not really worth it, but I don't know. I mean, also, like, look at this. Oh, how high res are these images? Jeez, man. Like, that's pretty freaking crazy. We just did this part. You guys remember? We just did this part on Friday. That's pretty cool. I don't know. It looks good. I've definitely seen worse collector's editions. Let's be real. So I like the helmet. If I would just wait till I see an unboxing personally. But I'd say at the outset, it doesn't look bad. Let's see. Let's catch up. Never in my life was able to get a collector's edition, but now that I got some adult money, I want to spoil myself a little, but I just don't want to get burned. Oh yeah, burn it. And I totally agree. No floating wand. 0 out of 10. Yeah, exactly. It is like, I don't know. I was telling Nikki this. I kind of spoil myself a little bit with a lot of these things. Not because like, do I need a sword? No. Do I need these collector's editions? No. But do I want them to like fulfill a childhood dream? Yeah. Like, call me crazy, but it will fulfill that childhood dream. Because like I grew up and I was not able to afford these types of things. I was not able to get them because it was such a unnecessary expense. It just wasn't practical. But now I can waste all the money I want. Did I ever finish Doki Doki? No, not yet. I'm gonna probably do that later today. Oh, right. I need to swap inputs. I swapped inputs on the monitor. Ugh. And it was just my PC again. I was like, what the hell? It's because the capture card was just taking in the PC footage and then looping it back to the monitor. Okay, put this over here. Do a member stream for it for the end of Doki Doki? We could do that. Might as well. I mean, I'm going to be sitting here playing it. So, like, we could totally do that. And then you can actually, like, use your membership. Like, it'll actually go in and be useful for something. That'd be cool. Let's see. Now that I have money, too, I'm waiting for the Breath of the Wild 2 Collector's Edition. Oh, dude, that thing's going to sell out instantaneously. You'll have to be on it. Own it. Okay. Yeah, you gotta love the quick resume on Xbox. I mean, say what you love about Xbox. We shut this off Friday, powered the whole console off, just turned it back on, and we're right back in the game. That's just cool. That's just cool. Let's see. I'm not a member. Not all of us have a US credit. See that? And that's what I get like kind of conflict on. It's like the member streams, I want to be able to provide something unique to people who can financially support because like you're putting money up. But I do like also hate the idea of cutting other people out, you know, like who would like to support but just can't for whatever reason. So it does kind of conflict. So I do feel you. Have you thought about going back to Red Dead Redemption? Yeah, I think we'll do like an I tried video on Red Dead probably next week at some point. I downloaded it. I've been looking for an excuse to go through it again. And so I think I'm going to tackle it. Okay, should we try this? This old Xbox UI hits me with so much dopamine. Dude, for real. Like all of the old school like I think what I need to customize the monitor. All of the old school notifications and stuff. That's what hits me. It's like it's specifically the achievements. No, not capture settings. TV and display, 4K, 60. Calibrate. Yeah, this is all good. That looks good. That looks good. Contrast. Okay, gotta tweak this a little. Good. Should be good. Maybe. There we go. It's just really blown out. I don't know. We'll deal with it. Let's see. I know. Let's see. I just read that one. What remake would you like game companies to actually make that makes sense? Visually upgrade, not a waste of money. I think randomly, like a full remake of LA Noire would be amazing. That's, I think, probably my first request. Would be a full remake of LA Noire. But it's tricky because LA Noire is not that easy to remake. Because it really would be like recreating the entire game from scratch, re-recording everything, it would not be that easy. Oh, come off it. Oh, he came from behind. Okay. Run, damn you. Run. And I'm out of health. And there's another one. God, mother. Did we actually just survive that? Did we actually? Okay. The limbs, Luke, the limbs. Oh yeah, you're telling me. I go after the legs first to knock them on the floor, but maybe I need to start going after... I hope they fix this kicking thing in the sequel, or in the remake. I'm sure they fixed it in the sequel, but... Unlock. Let's see what we got in here. Inventory full. Wow. That's never happened before. The sequel is fine wine. I'm hoping so. I'm ready. I don't have... Oh, I do have a health kit. I did pick one up. You right, fam. How's your day, Luke? It's going good, Corey. We're chugging along. We are chugging along.
Can anybody hear me?
No.
My name is Eileen Fisk. I just woke up in here and everybody was gone. I don't know what's happening. Why did they all leave? I'm going to try and find someone. If you can hear this, please come for me. I can hear screaming in the wall. Hello? There. Are you a doctor? Why is everyone... Wait. I know you. Your parents, the people from the colony. You killed that nurse. Help.
Swap.
Help me.
Run! Yeah. I got caught in the worst possible spot. Yeah, game night. Oh yeah, for everybody not aware, we are doing like a community game night on Friday. So we're gonna actually play some games together. I'm not sure if we've settled on exactly which one, but we're probably gonna mix in a ton of different stuff. We might start with like, oh, we'll play like some chess together for 30 minutes, and then we'll go over and we'll play some like Warzone or Apex or something like that, and then we'll pop over and we'll play some Jackbox, and so we'll just kind of have a fun time with it. It should be fun. This is on hard, by the way. What do I think of the game so far? I am liking it. I will say it's definitely more thriller than horror for me. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but like one of the frustrations I have with a lot of horror games is that it feels like they lean into just being like awkward, and that's where the difficulty comes in. It's not like that it requires a ton of skill or talent with the gameplay, it's just that it's so awkward that you end up having trouble with it. And I feel like that's been my struggle with this game so far, is not that it's particularly difficult, it's just weird. And the controls, like there's a huge dead zone, stuff like that. So I think it'll get better as time goes by and we get more and more used to it, but it has been a frustration. I swear this is exactly what some people think the inside of a Planned Parenthood is like. You're not wrong, my friend. You're not wrong. But yeah, the hard difficulty, there really is no time to screw up. Or no space to screw up.
Hello? Can anybody hear me? My name is Eileen Fish. I just woke up in here and everybody was gone. I don't know what's happening. Why did they all leave? I'm going to try and find someone. If you can hear this, please come for me. I can hear scratching in the wall. Hello?
We just walked
Who's
past
there?
this.
Are you
We
a
didn't
doctor?
look
Why is everyone... Wait, I know you. You're Harris, the prisoner from the colony. You killed that nurse. Help! Somebody help me! Please! Please!
Science Log Chief Science Officer Dr. Kine.
That's not
reporting.
good.
The colony's problems concern me greatly. I have no doubt they are somehow linked to the discovery of the marker, but the exact nature of that connection is still unknown. Almost 40% of the colonists are experiencing a form of dementia. The obvious symptoms are acute depression, insomnia, and hallucination. Incidents of violence and even murder also indicate extreme paranoia. Dr. Mercer has advised that I bring some of the affected on board.
Is this
for
the right
study.
way?
Dr. Wellen, the planet-side psychiatrist, has
Yeah,
reported
okay.
that his own analysis has been fruitless. I'm hesitant to rely on Dr. Mercer at this point, but I need his expertise.
Yeah, I will say after playing this more and more, I am understanding the hype for Callisto Protocol, like a modern sort of reinvention and reattempt at this franchise. I can understand it. It's Babe and Baby. Babe and Baby. Hey, dude. Hey, babe. Thank you.
He thought you were coming for him.
Can I hold you? Hi. Hi.
I just randomly got really grumpy in the car.
Why are you sad? Why are you sad?
Take the shoes off. Is that what it is?
Are the shoes too constricting?
Is that better?
Oh.
Give me those socks.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, oh, I'm sorry you're not feeling good. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Do you see the cool baby over there?
Hey, cool baby.
It's like I'm not feeling like performing.
Which are like way too early for now. I don't know what to do.
Hey.
I'm not feeling it, kid. Hold it together.
I'm sorry you're not feeling good. It's like, yeah, me too. Yeah, but you still smile.
Grumpy Gus.
Yeah.
He's not just grumpy dad.
He's got a lot of stuff on his mind, a lot of problems nobody understands. Oh, Luke's such a basic girl with his Starbucks. Yeah, kinda. Ooh, it's a chai tea latte.
With what? With oat milk.
With oat milk, yes.
With oat milk.
Well, it says grande chai tea L, so latte. But for a second, I thought it was like with love.
It is
Classic
with love.
grande chai tea with love. Hi. Yeah, I'm sorry you feel bad. Yeah.
We're gonna try and play outside, but if he's this grumpy, like...
That might be what he wants, though. Might be what he needs. A little
No,
reset outside.
I'm petty. If he's gonna be this mean to me, we're not going outside.
We're gonna sit inside and do math.
The old standoff.
Yeah. Okay, much love.
Yeah.
See you in a bit. Bye, Lucky. He's not feeling it today. He's just not feeling it today. Like your gaming chat? Thank you. Thank you, my friend. It's treated me well. It's treated me well. It gets the job done. I do think I need like an actual ergonomic chair. 'Cause my back is like that of an 80-year-old man. There are bats now. Oh, come off it. Oh, where did he come from? Okay, that actually got me. That got me a little. I'll give you that. Okay. Okay. Oh, is that the captain? Is that what it was? Yeah. Well, that explains why no one could get a hold of him.
And they look good. Thank God. I'll start accessing the captain's records right now. Head to the tram station, and I'll contact you there. I'm going to find out what the hell happened to this ship.
Weird writings on the wall. So that, like, after we killed him, it made it look like an achievement had been hit. Thank God we had the slow-mo thing, because I don't know. Some of these, like I said, I think it's important for games like this to not just rely on clunkiness to provide the difficulty. It's one of the frustrations I've had with, like, the Resident Evil games. I'm gonna lower this camera just a tad, by the way, because I feel like a lot of the time the Resident Evil games, like with inventory management, it's frustrating and annoying, not because it's hard, but because it's annoying. And like the clunkiness of the UI of the inventory, like, oh, I need 2 slots for this, I have to get rid of this and replace it. It just gets more tedious than anything. And I just don't want to deal with it. Like, I'd rather the game be difficult because you have to position right and use the right weapon at the right time and then move and circle your opponent. I'd rather that than just like the toxic thing of you know, oh, you just happen to run out of this one thing, or, you know, you clipped into this wall and you can't move properly. My new headphones will be delivered tomorrow. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Let's see. Okay. This looks like a boss arena if I've ever seen one. I'm worried. The inventory crafting stuff. Yeah, well, you always have to ask yourself. So like crafting and specifically inventory is a great example. Inventory systems are put into games, or at least they should be, for a reason. And you have to ask what that reason is most of the time. Because a lot of the time, I think you'll find that the developers don't actually have a very good reason for why they've put it in, other than it's just what you should do. Like, oh, well, you just put it in. That's what you should do. But I find that woefully unsatisfactory as an answer. Like, I think you should have a better reason than, well, all games have inventory, so we're going to put an inventory in. Like, I just don't think you need it in most games that have inventory. Like, with Resident Evil, there's the argument to be made that, oh, it's part of the suspense. Like, you're stressed out that you can only carry so much. I get that. I think games like Red Dead, you know, they don't do a carrying weight so much as they do like a carrying capacity for random stuff. But even Red Dead, like, you can carry way more than a human being could carry on their person. And like, but there still is a capacity limit you eventually reach. So I'd rather you just give me one or the other. Like, if as Arthur, I could just upgrade my satchel and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger until eventually I can carry like 3 cans of meat, a couple meals at a time. I would much prefer that than like, oh, I can carry 1,000 of these things. Eventually I'll run out of room randomly. But as long as you're like selling stuff actively, it's basically unlimited inventory because you'll never carry that much on you. Just stuff like that. I think that a lot of this stuff is gamified when it just frankly doesn't need to be. I will say I appreciate that they don't like fully reset when you leave the room. Like I half expected that, you know, for me to leave the room and the moment I leave the room that his health regens and then he respawns and is fine. So I'm kind of glad that that's not a thing. Medium air can. Line ammo. Is there a crafting bench over here so I can get rid of these schematics? Medium med pack. They're throwing so much at me. I feel like there's some big fight coming. Gold semiconductor. Ah, man. Air can. I can probably get rid of the air can, right? Or can I? It will even let me. Pulse rounds. I'll drop these. And then at least I have one. There's a store nearby? Okay.
Isaac! Somehow one of them found a way down to the captain's nest. I managed to contain it in a damaged escape pod. Lifting executive lockdown now. I found the deck logs. Whatever is happening around here, it came from the planet when they cracked it open. It spread to the colony and reached the ship. Isaac, this isn't an infection. It's some form of alien life.
Yeah, I can tell because there's like a ton of crazy people.
The ship's engines are offline and our
Line gun. Wide beam slicer with timed mines. Wide beam slicer sounds pretty nice. I'm gonna be real.
Transmitting ship-wide. We need more help. We don't have the resources to deal with this many cases. Nobody would tell us what's happening. These wounds, we are not equipped.
Gold semiconductor.
Get him to the table. Hold him. Nurse, you hold him down.
That doesn't sound good. I could have sworn there was a crafting bench over here, but maybe not. Do I... The semiconductors are just for sale. They're not worth keeping. Yeah, sell at the store for credits. Okay. Because sometimes they're like, oh, it can be sold, but it's also really, really great for upgrading to the highest level, and you better not sell it too early. Line racks. I will... Maybe I'll just hold on to my money and I'll save it so we can get more nodes. I'll hold on to it. Hold on to it. I think it's through this door. Yep. What time did you have in mind for the community night stream? I'm not entirely certain just yet. Mostly it depends on Nikki's schedule. I gotta remember, I have the telekinesis thing. I keep forgetting I have that. Oh, I didn't save. I'll save in here, right? When I drive. So I'm not entirely sure. It just depends kind of on Nikki's schedule, but we will play it by ear. And hopefully I will have an answer fairly soon. Lab rat. Yes, please. Yes. Will you send it out on a Discord as an at everyone? Yeah, I could do that, Corey.
You've got two problems, and we're working on borrowed time here. First, there's no fuel in the engines. Second, the gravity centrifuge is offline, which means there's a couple of trillion tons of rock pulling us down. I need you to get that centrifuge operational. Refuel the main engine and fire it up so I can stabilize the ship's orbit.
I'm into this. I'm guessing we use that for the big boy. This mother trucker never stops calling. Like, God, leave me alone. Yeah, only five rounds.
Acting Chief Engineer Jacob Temple.
It would be really good for like that instance we ran into in that tight hallway when there were like 4 of them all at once. We back up to the end of the room and then we shoot that off. Hit them all at once.
It's been 2 days since they pulled that planet open, since the captain died. The
Dude,
panic,
you're not
the
doing too
riots,
hot.
They were nothing compared with what came after. Our friends, our co-workers, started coming back. Changed, coming back to kill us, drag us away. Rucker disappeared this morning, and I have to assume he's dead. My crew, they're starting to crack. I'm trying to keep an eye on them, but right now I have bigger problems. We're hemorrhaging fuel, and the primary engine is laboring. Danvers and I are going to try to reach the fuel depot to see if we can fix it. Temple out.
Yeah, honestly, now that we've gotten used to hard, I really wonder what the easiest like settings are like. I would imagine it's just compared to this, it's an absolute walk in the park. Because I haven't felt like this is particularly like we've screwed up a couple times, but it doesn't feel like, oh, it's so hard. Oh, I gotta change back. You know, I don't feel anywhere near that level of difficulty. Okay. Gotta get used to this damn map. Nope, not that. We'll say for a 360 title, this thing is off the chain hook. Honestly, you should have seen that coming. Stasis pack. Crafting bench. Jesus, that scared me. Okay, you got me. Yeah, everybody gets one. Everybody gets one. Plasma cutter. Line gun is probably... Plasma cutter. Let's see. Rig. Air. I don't know. We haven't really had to use the air stuff yet. We used it like once or twice. One gun, upgrade the rest. Okay, it's just probably the plasma cutter. Right now, it'll just be a wasted node, so I'll probably hold on to it until we have another node. And then I'll spend them both at the same time. Probably go for the reload and then speed, and then come over and hit damage, capacity, and damage all at the same time. Just try to build it out that way. I think that's the way to do it. So I'll just hold on to it, especially because we need 3 nodes before we even get a noticeable upgrade to the rig. There are doors that open with the nodes, you might lose it. Yeah, but at least then we can get in there. Oh, I saw that, bro. Is that more of this? No, it's still the same. Not a fan of Young yet. No, I mean I make fun of him and kind of poke fun. Where is he? I don't have like a huge issue with him. Like I tease him and stuff like that. But it's mostly just because like he it mostly started around like the Cyberpunk stuff because he hyped that game up so bad. Still gave it a relatively positive review. He called Cyberpunk on release day the game of his dreams. A game of his dreams. And I just thought that was really irresponsible considering like his viewers potentially bought the game based on that recommendation. And if they were on the base consoles, like they wasted their money based on what he said. And then he started trying to like delete the videos and erase it and stuff. So, oh, these buggers. So we poke fun at him. Like, he's gotten a lot better. I think he learned his lesson with that, but it's still just so funny. It's pretty easy to poke fun. Like, that's more broadly the point. Gamer tag on Xbox. How do I pull it up? Nope, not that button. There. It is Luke Stevens TV. Same as like the Twitter handle, all that stuff. So, I mean, everybody who's done gaming on YouTube has had like L takes and has screwed up and made stuff. It's like I'll poke fun. Oh Jesus. There you are, M-Dog. That's pretty good though. I like that. Where it like you're moving towards them. That was pretty good. Cause you're like, oh the fake out. Oh, there were tanks there? Oh, I could have shot those. Do 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 do. Yeah, I bet that's a lot easier if you shoot those tanks.
Never should have let him live. Never should have let him live.
Shut it, Danvers.
Oh
Shut it.
Jesus, it's 85 degrees in here.
Engineering
Here, let me
log.
turn on. I'm gonna turn on the AC
Someone
unit. Let me
has shut
just
off
put
the
my
fuel lines to
mic
the
on
primary
a
engine and damaged
a
the valves
gate.
in the process. They need to be repaired before I can reopen them, but we're running out of time. With the engine offline, orbit decay will begin in less than 10 hours. I just can't understand who would do this. If it's one of those crazy unitologist bastards, I'll break their neck.
Anderson said they were coming. We never should have let him live.
Shut up, Danvers. Help me with the tools. Temple out.
Yeah, orbit. Losing orbit is not a good thing. You don't want that. What annoys me about Young Ass stretches out a 2-minute news video to over 10 minutes for the ads, repeats what he says to stretch video. I mean, I, of course, am not one to complain about being verbose, because I am quite verbose. So I'm, you know, for me to be like, yeah, it needs to trim it down, make it more lean, it would be the pot calling the kettle black for sure. But I will say, like, what's just more generally frustrated me is that there's very rarely like a take that he has. He pretty much just reads PC Gamer and like IGN articles and stuff, and then uploads that as a video where he's mostly reading about it, and that's it. And I just don't think that that's like, I don't think it contributes to the discussion at all. Yeah, and we all do it. Like, for the live streams, like, you'll notice we have news articles and stuff that we pull up and we'll talk about it and do commentary on it. So, like, everybody does it. I'd like to think that this live channel is not dedicated to that. You know, we will pull up a news story and talk about it. Come on. Oh, there we go.
Refueling sequence activated.
Ooh. But yeah, I mean, our channel is not dedicated to it. A lot of YouTubers have their specific game they do daily 10-minute videos on, then they just end up reading patch notes or an article, and that's the video. Yeah, I mean, they capitalize on hype. It's like, I used to do that kind of thing with, like... Come on. With, like, The Witcher, for example. We covered a lot of The Witcher. Come on. But I ended up stopping that because I didn't like that my channel was like dependent on one game. And it was like burning me out because I wanted to talk about other stuff and do other stuff, but nothing else would get views. So I was like imprisoned talking about one game that I was like started to kind of get burnt out on a little bit, you know? So I don't know how some of those channels do it. Like, I forget the name of it, but there's a channel and all he does is like Bethesda stuff. It's all he does. It's not Maddie, don't worry. Maddie doesn't do that anymore. He used to, but he felt the same thing, so he transitioned out of it. But it's also just not very good for your mental health. You gotta shake it up. Yeah, Maddie shook it up because he was feeling burnt out as well.
Refueling sequence activated. Sufficient fuel to fire primary engine.
Whatever you did, it's working, Isaac. I have a fuel reading. It's only a quarter full, but that's enough to restore orbit once you bring the engines online. What the hell? False alarm. Thought I saw something.
Oh. Maria jumped. Oh, damn it. What the hell, man? That stomp is so inconsistent. It drives me crazy, man. Oh. Congrats on 300k on the main channel. Thank you, my friend. It just kind of happened. I was like, oh, geez.
It's only a quarter full, but that's enough to restore orbit once you bring the engines
Plans on finishing it. Fuzzy, we were talking about that. We were like, maybe a member-only stream. Maybe we just do it randomly one night. Whoever shows up, shows up. I don't know. I don't know. It's tricky. It's tricky because, like, we had, I think, 70 people in there for the majority of it, which is higher than I expected. I expected there'd be like 7 people, so I'll take it. But it does, like, I don't know. I would expect that, like, part 2 where we start, like, towards the end, out of context for people would be really confusing. So I don't know if it would make for, like, a good, like, stream. I just don't know. I don't know. But maybe we do it and then just whoever shows up, shows up. I just realized this controller for the monitor has a screw in it, so you can't open up the back of it without unscrewing it. That's weird. Luke's slow but steady translation or transition to an ASMR video game review has been sick. Ooh, yes. Yeah, that Doki Doki stream. I haven't read out loud that much, I think, in my entire life. Like, it was 4 hours of reading basically a book out loud. And it wrecked me. It was like, okay, this is not that easy. It's a lot of reading and a lot of talking non-stop. I couldn't believe how much I enjoyed watching you play Doki Doki. It's not the type of game I play, but I was captivated by your playthrough. Maybe I was reading, it was you reading the dialogue. Oh, maybe. Could be. Maybe we'll just finish it. Maybe like one of these nights I'll just pop live randomly when I have the time and we'll finish it. And then if you miss it, you can just watch the replay. You enjoyed that? Yeah, more generally, I think I enjoyed it. I'm really interested in what they do in this next chunk of the game. Because apparently now is when it gets scary. Run. I'm gonna try to take this guy out before it gets bad. Damn, look at my health. I'm all out of health kits. I really hope he's dead. What upcoming games am I pumped for? I would say Gotham Knights I'm intrigued by. Of course, God of War goes without saying. Callisto Protocol, very interested in that. Dude, I'm just like dying over here. Hopefully this upgrades or fills up my health too. That'd be great. But I'd say that's interesting. Plague Tale Requiem, of course. Imperial. Should have just lied to Sayori and told her you loved her. I do it all the time to my wife.
We do a little trolling. It's called we do a little trolling.
I don't want to buy 6 small med packs just for this. I'll buy 1. Yeah, I'll buy 2. Okay, do I go? Oh god. Okay, no, back out to the left. Okay, we'll save first. Bing bing, bing bing bong. Yeah, you remember that? An amazing political orator. The Doja Cat party or house party expansion, whatever game. Didn't even know that was a game, but apparently it is. I'm always confused, like who is paying money for those games? Who's playing those? But apparently somebody, they keep making those games. And they paid enough, like they have enough money to be able to pay Doja Cat to be in it. They're doing something right. Health kit, come on.
This is Temple. Now the centrifuge is offline. We've got 4 trillion tons of rock hanging off our ass, and without that centrifuge to balance the ship, the gravity tethers will pull us straight down to the colony. I'm heading in there now to see if I can fix it.
Let me check over here first. Jedi Fallen Order. Oh yeah, no, I would be into that. When is that coming? I don't think it's until next year, right? Still just 1. I will say we've been using this thing more and more. Just upgrade the damn thing. Overwatch 2 yet? If you've gotten into a lobby, I guess. I have not yet. I was downloading it before the stream. I was gonna try it. Maybe we try that on Friday. That could be fun. Yeah, I never really played the first one.
Decontamination sequence activated. Please stand by.
Little gutted about this new Jedi Old Republic game. Yeah, they just haven't managed to figure out how to get that thing out. Ah. Is that 3 of them? I don't like this. Barely pulled that off. That is all the ammo I have.
Decontamination sequence complete.
Literally the last bullet. Jeez, dude. There better be ammo out here. Okay. I mean, not the gun I expected to be refilled, but whatever. It's weird, Fuzzy. Every time anybody says anything about limbs, YouTube flags the comment. It's weird. I'm like, what? Why is that where you guys are drawing the line? I don't get it, but whatever. Okay, so I'm supposed to go right. That makes me want to check out the left. It's usually where they hide goodies. Wherever you're not supposed to go. Power node, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? Okay, I think that's it. Oh, that time? No. So I guess be like, maybe it's cut off limbs. Or cut limbs. Maybe it's the word cut that it doesn't like. Yeah. Cut my limbs off, hidden again. Huh. Cut limbs off. Maybe cut limbs off is what flags it. It's so picky. Cut limbs is fine. Cut the limbs is fine. But cut the limbs off. Cut my life into pieces. It hides that. I don't know what filter they're using, but the Google chatbot is weirding me out. Okay, reload a little. $25 rounds. Yeah, cut limbs off. It hid that one. Huh. Cut their limbs is hidden. YouTube's gonna send me an email and be like, your chat is off the chain. They were just talking about dismemberment the whole time. They've lost it. They've lost it. Oh, I will say this AC unit's nice for these quick refreshments. Oh yeah. My bearded dragon is looking at me like I'm weird. Making the pose. No, the pose was like the Doki Doki Club pose. Ew woo. All right, I should head back and do some studying. Who studies anymore? Who needs to do that? I've never heard of that. Nah, go for it. Go for it. Great thing about YouTube, you can come back and resume. It's tremendous. Isn't it great? You done with Twitch, Luke? Could do nudes, less chance of losing an account. Yeah, for real. I at this point, like, I think the viewers have voted. Like, you guys have just made it clear you greatly prefer YouTube. I like YouTube for a bunch of reasons I've mentioned previously. I also like that there's a lot of upswing potential in the future, whereas Twitch just seems to actively be making the worst choices possible. So there's that. And then, like, yeah, exactly, Fuzzy. I think a lot of people wouldn't come out if it was on Twitch. And from what we've seen, like, the number of people that come out is just as high on YouTube as it is Twitch. The only reason we were on Twitch is because I was trying to segment, and like live viewers will be on Twitch because Twitch is the live platform. YouTube is the video platform. So I'll just do YouTube there. But then we started this live stream clips channel thing, and it started doing pretty well. And so it just seemed to line up pretty well. So, like, people were asking why I stream here and not on the main channel. And there's a bunch of technical reasons, like in terms of click-through rates, in terms of optimizing upload performance, things like that. But it's also just because now this channel can be the hub for live content. The hub, all in one spot. I just had to check, make sure the Anthem video went up. It's like, please tell me I actually uploaded the video. Hey, look, Jonah, gross you out, but I'm in the can watching you. Have a great stream. Dude, I thought of that, like, when I was watching another YouTuber. I was also like, I wonder if this YouTuber ever thinks about, like, that they make great toilet entertainment. Just works. It feels good. I take it as a compliment. You bring me into a very private part of your day. I'll take it as a compliment. Okay, let's do this. I wonder how many shits we've all collectively taken today. That is a very, very good question. Okay, they're offering a so I think this is going to be a spacewalking section. Section. Three, 4. Hey, we have a healthy chat here. Everybody's very regular.
Exiting zero gravity. Entering zero gravity.
Okay. I'm being attacked. Come off it. I have like no ammo, dude. Cut my life into pieces. This is my what. Okay, well, I just need to find ammo somehow. And of course, I don't have any. Am I just gonna die here because I don't have ammo? Probably. The Can Clan. I don't want to have to explain that to Nikki. So what's your community called? The Can Clan. Why? It's just a thing we said one time. About some stuff. You know, it's a long story. Please activate the clutch. That's what I'm trying to find. Is that the clutch? I tried using that. The Dookie Lookies. The Lookie Dookies. The enemies in this game are properly retarded. Why don't they actually attack you instead of crawling slowly towards you, creepy like that? I don't know. They're probably still gonna kill me. Because I can't figure out what the damn clutch is. Is this thing? Is this tablet?
Centrifuge power offline. Please attach generator modules manually.
I gotta turn... Oh, it's probably up in there. Or is that where we came from? I think that's where we came from. Oh, golly. No, that's not where we came from. Blade now? Okay. Oh, but I can't blow it up. It's like, oh, I'll throw it at him. I'm so smart. Let's try that. I think this is where we came from, though. Okay, let's read the thing. Please activate clutches. Centrifuge is currently offline. That's what I was trying to do, but they were spinning. So it bounces off. Is that? No, I already tried that. So like I have to be able to turn them off. Oh, stasis them. And then it goes. Smart. Ah, smart, smart, smart. Clever. And now I get swarmed. I don't have ammo for this. Where's the...
Centrifuge activated. Re-establishing balance with planetary gravity restored. Entering vacuum.
doing great, Isaac. Centrifuge and gyros are both 100% and stabilized. Now get out of there and focus on the engine. I don't know how much time we have left.
Yes, papi. I think I could have seen that coming. Oops. I was just listening to this while watching the trailer for a bit, and now I'm watching again. The zero grav stuff looks real cool considering how old the game is. I will say, like, I think this game is aged. It's both aged well and terribly. Like, I think the controls have aged poorly. I think the gameplay, the ideas are sound and are really unique and cool, like cutting off the limbs and stuff. I think like the dead zones in the controller, like for the joysticks is a big problem. Movement's really slow and clunky, things like that. I would like to see improved in the remake, but all told, I mean, that stuff has aged really well. Graphically, I still think like for being a 360 game, it looks really good. But it does, like, even still, I think it would really benefit from a remake. It's kind of like if, like, The Last of Us Part 1, if The Last of Us remake had never happened and it had never been updated for PS4. Like, that leap from the 2013 version running at, like, 720p at 30 frames, coming to 4K, 60 frames with modern face tech, that would be worth like a major upgrade. That would be considered it. But this game never got the remake, you know? They never got the chance. So this one we're getting in January is gonna be primo.
Centrifuge activated. Reestablishing balance with planetary cargo. Gravity restored. Entering vacuum.
You're doing great, Isaac. Centrifuge and gyros are both 100% and stabilized. Now get out of there and focus on the engine.
Okay.
I don't know how much time we have left.
Dude. Oh, God. I can't run on to that. Oh, come off it. I'm suffocating over here. Maybe I should just pull up the menu faster. Okay. Now I know what I need to do.
Centrifuge activated. Reestablishing balance with planetary cargo. Gravity restored. Entering vacuum.
You're doing great, Isaac. Centrifuge and gyros are both 100% and stabilized. Now get out of there and focus on the engine.
I'm
I
trying.
don't know how much time we have left.
I do appreciate that they provide the air canister because you never know if somebody actually has a can or not. Oh, God. I really don't like having literally zero ammo for this.
Exiting vacuum.
Okay, we made it. Ooh, but I guess that's the point of having no ammo. It's supposed to make you super stressed. It's almost like that was the point. I wasn't paying attention to the lack of oxygen and was just like, who is making that noise? Annoying that the game doesn't have a hotkey to the air can. This is one of those things though, like sometimes they try to pass that off as like a feature. Oh, why is it so hard to navigate the menu? Oh, we wanted the player to feel just as stressed about trying to get the air can as Isaac would feel in the moment. Like, it shouldn't be super casual and feel free to do it whenever, because for him, it wouldn't be. So we make the player feel like the character. I get that, and I understand that. I just think that I would prefer if they didn't do that, and if it were more streamlined. Because I get the sentiment. I understand it. I'm just opening up chat on this monitor so I don't have to keep staring at the other one. Will you live stream the Callisto Protocol? Luke, do it. Yeah. No, I want to. Whoop. Come on, chat. No. It tries to be helpful and like refresh the tabs I had opened, but it also closes all the tabs I had open. So it's just like, come on, guys. Just straight up avoiding these enemies like I avoid my family. Nice. Yeah, and normally I'd be like, oh, I'll take them on, you know, but I literally have 0 ammunition, so like I can't. And am I crazy, guys? Can you not throw with the like telekinesis thing, or am I missing a button? It feels like I should be able to throw. I'm out of ammo. Like, don't I just lose here? I can't. I couldn't stasis him either. Well, you can throw stuff with RT. Okay, maybe. So they gave me exactly 25 rounds, which is what you need to get him. Okay, I'm glad they thought of that, because I didn't have nothing. Didn't have nothing. This, oh, we're back here. This is right way, right? I really struggle with this mini map. Yeah, through, up the shaft. Okay. It's one of those things that looks cool at first glance, but ends up being kind of annoying by the end of the game. I swear to Christ. And I can't stasis him.
Isaac, can you hear me?
Speedrun strats.
It's Kendra. They attacked me. I ran for it, and Hammond he just disappeared.
Kendra? Where are you?
Nice to see you're alive and well, Hammond. I've barricaded myself in the computer core. I can hear them moving outside, but I don't think they know I'm in here. I can launch into everything from here. I hacked the route and found some reports from the colony. Even before they cracked the planet, the colonists were experiencing...
Dead Space speedrun melee only impossible challenge gone wrong? No, gone sexual. With a kissy emoji. That's how you get the clicks, YouTube. Spoopy games for scary stuff. You're damn right. Dino Crisis remake when, Luke? Not soon enough.
To some artifact they found on the planet.
Oh, well.
Something called the marker.
Hold on.
I'll keep looking. I've got your location, and I'm going to unlock the door to fuel storage. You can get to the engine chamber from there.
What if I do? Okay, I'll stop. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll stop. Okay, we should probably save. Dude, you're freaking out my cat. I'm sorry. The cat's like, what the hell is going on? Okay, save that. Alvin! Weeb Luke is not the Luke we want, but the Luke we need. Just when you thought you didn't need him. Get out there, we gotta run all the way through. Okay. Oh, can I buy some ammo? That's probably smart, right? Oh, remote industrial. Never mind, I'm buying that. A dweeb, I can't say you're wrong. Okay, how is it? Okay, 8 rounds. Oh, this is oh, I remember this. I remember my brother using this. It shoots out the like saw blade thing. Okay, now we're set. Dead Space did something incredible. Those videos back in the day, Brandon, like those 2018 video essays, if I put that up with that prompt, it would do like 200,000 views. Dead Space did something incredible. It would. Now, it might do like 50, 60,000. It's just funny, like people got burnt out on it. Nerds and dweebs are the cool kids nowadays. You're damn right they are. At least that's what dweebs and nerds say. Seems like something a dweeb would say. Maybe. Yeah, sounds right. Oh, so this isn't the way. I wanted to take the train. Go back out through the shaft to the left. Do it with a deep voice, so I could do that. I think it was, hold on. This one. Okay. My Kratos voice. Boy. Ooh woo. I call Luke a dweeb while I'm painting my Warhammer minis. Dude, I wanted to get into Warhammer minis. I also got that Assassin's Creed board game thing with all the figurines and stuff. Super cool, but it is like you have to paint all the minifigs. And so I got a painting kit. I painted like one character, looks like absolute crap, and I spent like 4 hours doing it. I just don't know how people do it. That's locked, okay. So we do go the other way. No, this is the wrong way. It's this door. Right? Yeah. They're not action figures, they're collectibles. They're not dolls. Okay.
Entering zero gravity.
Said a dweeb on the restroom. Yeah, in the bathroom. Just chilling. Yeah, you're right. Right trigger does launch it. Okay. So moments like these are pretty cool.
Exiting zero gravity.
Ah! I was busy being kitschy.
Exiting vacuum.
Sorry. What was that? It didn't do nothing. There's got to be ammo somewhere in here. Like, come on. It's a little something.
This is Temple. Screw the engine. I can't restart it by myself.
Robes or hats? Imagine if we did like, that would be kind of funny. If we do like a limited edition, like we sell 10 of them and it's just specialty robes for the OG Lukers. That would be kind of funny. How about Gotham Knights coming out in like 2 weeks? Yeah, dude, it's coming up fast. I'm going to spam. Let me make a note real quick. I'm going to spam Warner Brothers again to get them to send me something. I want to review it. But the perk is like, it's kind of, it's a win-win. So if they send the review code, we get a review code. We can put a review out on day one. It's awesome. If they don't do that, we can stream it and just make a video after the fact. So either way, we'll cover it. It's just one version I play it off stream, the other version I play it on stream, you know? Or play the whole thing on stream. The thing with Sony though is Sony works with contractors to handle this stuff for them. So like Sony doesn't send out review codes. It's a company Sony hires, so they don't have to deal with it. And it's sucky because you never know if they're working with the same team. If they're working with the same team, you can just be like, oh yeah, you sent me codes for The Last of Us Part 1. Can you send me some for this? And just go with that. But otherwise, like, you just never know. I never know. I have to use the bathroom real quick. I'm going to go use the bathroom. We'll take a quick break. I'll be back in like 2-3 minutes. So, yeah, you guys hold down the fort for me for a second. I'll be back. Take a break. There we go. Yeah, Dookie break. Lukey Dookie break. Okay, I'll go. I have returned. I am back. I am here, my children. I am here, my children. Welcome. It's amazing what a chamber pot will do. I mean, it's crazy. I'm kidding. Of course, it's not a chamber pot. It's more of a cardboard box. Let's continue.
I'm heading for the bridge, and then I need to find Elizabeth. I gotta get her off this ship. It's not safe.
Okay. That is the right room. Okay. Got some ammo, 6 rounds, 1 round, 6 rounds. Oh, full 8. Okay. So is a strategy on hard to actually go through this with like as few weapons as possible so you get loaded up on ammo for one of them? Is that a strat? Because I could see that working. Oh, it's like sticky on the floor. Oh, come off it. Okay, load this up. Eats loads of fiber. You can just tell. Dead giveaway. Dead giveaway. It's like the old Ronnie Coleman thing. Like, wait, baby, ain't nothing but a peanut. Ain't nothing but a peanut. Oh, so is this? Oh, there it is. Strat is stasis, melee, telekinesis, their own body parts to kill them. Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize that you could telekinesis throw things until like 30 seconds ago. So I will start doing that. Similar theory to RE4, less weapons on your person, more weapon-specific ammo, minus a few specific cases. Okay. It just depends on how they balance the ammo in this. Because if they balance it where it's like you will get a certain amount of ammo, it's just when you have more weapons, it splits up. It just divides it, you know, between all of your weapons. So I could see that making way more sense. If it's a static thing, just specialize in one weapon, the best one, and use it. Do I even have a power node? I do. You guys were saying this is worth it, so let's go in there and see. Especially since we have like no ammo. Well, we should refill. What do we have? Why? Small air can, I'll just drop it. I don't really care. Another small air can, I'll drop it. Don't really care. No, I want this. I want this. Stop. I don't want the small air can. Okay, there we go. Ha! I do like that it's basically like Breath of the Wild, but a decade before. I wonder if the developers for Breath of the Wild would actually attribute some of this, like, Oh man. Some of the stuff they added to that. That just feels good. Kill him in one shot. Breath of the Wild is spiritual successor to Dead Space. Kinda though, right? Like the stasis abilities and the telekinesis stuff, at least. A lot of these puzzles where it's like move the platform over using your telekinesis thing. It reminds me just like the stuff you did in Breath of the Wild. Where the F is... Oh, weird. My chat isn't... There it is Luke Stevens merch just a bunch of shirts and hoodies that say the Can Clan. Can Clan. Yeah! That would be funny. I've been thinking, like, I've wanted to do merch. We did merch way back in the day, like 3-4 years ago. I think it's the last run we did of actual, like, unique merch. We would do those stickers to raise money for, like, animal shelters. We did some of those. But, like, actual merch is always tricky, because real merch that's nice is... It's a fine balance between something that's unique to the channel and then just good merch and good outfits and clothes and stuff. And it's really tough to pull off. It's really tough to pull off. Lukey Dookie clan shirts. Lukey Dookie. And then, well, I'd have to hire somebody to draw in the style of Doki Doki Literature Club. Like a picture of me doing the pose. And then we do the same font and it's Lukey Dookie Can Clan shirt. You know, that we could do that. That could be fun. All 70 people who saw it would you know, be able to jump on that. That could be fun. That could be fun. I'd probably wear it. Okay, we'll save. That's 70 sales. Yeah, it's such a unique thing that everybody who was there is probably like, yeah, I want to capture this. That's one of those runs that we probably would do, like, you know, 20 units of it and never print it again. Okay. Then you said bring this and then kill them with their own body parts. Oh, that's a big boy. I see. I have to step into him for it. I was like, why do they keep shooting and just floating there? Now I see. Now I see. I'm the stupid one. Misa the stupid one. Okay, let's check over here for goodies. Nothing quite yet. Gold cement. Oh, I want that though. That's valuable. Med packs, stasis packs. I'll use this. Power node. I'll take it. I'll take it. You can telekinesis their spike arms and launch them at enemies to pin them to walls, etc. Yeah, see, that's a whole nother chunk of the game that I haven't even experimented with. So I'm gonna start doing that. Dead Space is just Among Us with everyone being the monster and only one guy fixing the ship. Yeah. Yeah, kinda. A lot less hijinks. What were the best years of EA in your opinion? I don't know. This period from like 2007 to 2012, it feels like they hit a pretty good stride. Because they had like unique games like Dante's Inferno and the Dead Space franchise came out, and they were releasing the sequels to Dead Space, and those were doing well. I felt like it was working well. But then they kind of started tanking once they got used to the Madden money and FIFA money. But then again, like they've done pretty much everything Respawn's touched. So Apex, Titanfall, those games were great, you know? So I just think it's like EA is a big enough company that they have a few things that do really well, and then they have a lot of other stuff that does so badly, it just attracts all the attention. But EA still puts out some solid games. Like EA had Game of the Year last year. It was through Hazelight with It Takes Two. EA technically won Game of the Year. So it's just important to remember that. But like, it's a big enough company that a lot of people just kind of forget how big they are. Yeah, the Mass Effect trilogy. Yeah, that's true. That was in that same period. M-Dog just joined your Discord. Awesome, my friend. Thank you. Same with 2K and Bioshock. Yeah. Let's see. Dorjo, gonna clock out 1 a.m. here. Have a great stream. Thank you for coming by, my friend. Thank you for coming by. It's 1:20. We normally go till 2, so we're gonna go for about another 45 minutes to an hour. See how we're feeling. But yeah, time has been flying. It's been feeling good. It Takes Two really deserved it though. Yeah, for real, dude. I freaking love It Takes Two. I was saying like well before It Takes Two was like even nominated, I was like, I think this game takes it. It's just so creative. Like literally every step of the way, you're like, how are they like continuing to add more stuff to this game? It just doesn't make sense. They just keep coming up with new ideas. Like, it's crazy. Reload all this. Like seriously, It Takes Two, just when you think like, okay, surely they've run out of it. Like, it's kind of exhausting, honestly. By the end of the game, you're like, how do they manage to have new like gameplay systems every 10 minutes and new stuff to do every 5 seconds? Like, it's crazy. Every chapter of the game has a new mainstay gameplay mechanism. It's crazy. I love the guy who accepted the Game of the Year for Takes Two. Yeah, fuck the Oscars. Seriously, man. Everyone hates him. That made Jeff Keighley freak out because he's trying so desperately to keep like the Game Awards friendly with Hollywood because he wants all that Hollywood money to get Vin Diesel to come out and advertise Need for Speed, whatever the hell the game was called. And just drop that. I think I could use the ammo more at this point, honestly. I looked actually, if you go to the website for Hazelight and you look at their job applications, because I was like, who are they hiring to make these games? Because like, they clearly have it, like some trick with who they hire where they just get the most creative people on the planet and they just come in and they nail it. So I looked it up, and like their application process, they make it very clear. They're like, this is all about creativity. So during your interviews, you're going to be asked to brainstorm multiple things. Like, you're expected to bring, like, they'll give you a couple prompts and then you have to tell a story off of those prompts. Like, it's basically like improv, but they just want to push you and see how creative you can be. And if you can just flow and come up with new stuff. It's really cool. Clearly it works.
Please stand by.
Okay, big moment. Bro. I got greedy. I do think it's a few hours too long. There is one level, I forget which it is. But there was one when I went back and played through it again with Nikki to record some more footage. There was one level where I was like, I'm ready to move on to the next. Like it got a little sluggish. But it might have just been because I was replaying it. But it's like, it seriously is so impressive. Whatever they touch from now on, I'm gonna be throwing money at it. I'm like, oh, it's so good. I hope we're on the cusp of an EA renaissance. It Takes Two, Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor, Dead Space remake, etc. Yeah. Well, I think the problems with EA came from a corporate philosophy surrounding their games where they looked at it as single player games are dying. It's all about multiplayer. And so they put all of their eggs in this basket of Battlefront 2, like the Anthem spin-offs and Mass Effect Andromeda, like trying to appeal to these big multiplayer games with their new engine and Frostbite and everything. And they were proven wrong. But the thing is, these games take 5 years to develop at a time. So we started to see the effects of that corporate shift in like 2017, 18, 19, 20. And over the course of those few years, they realized, okay, this really isn't working. And so they pivoted. And now we're starting to see the games that have taken 3, 4, 5 years to develop since that sort of thesis was disproven. And they're going back and realizing we can make a ton of money off of these single player games. They just have to be good. Like we can make a ton of money off them if they're good. We just have to give the developers time and the support to do it and not force them to use an engine that's not very good for what they're trying to do. Yeah, the fact that the game of the year was a couch co-op game is just chef's kiss. Yeah, and the couch co-op game that you can, like, even if you're not on the couch, you can play it with your friend online and they don't have to pay for it with the Friends Pass. Which is now something, like, I just saw this because I want to do sort of a critique of the Dark Pictures anthology. They also have Friends Pass. So, like, I wanted to play through it, and I was like, Nikki, I'm going to play through it with you because we play those games together all the time. And so just on the gaming laptop upstairs, we're just going to install the Friends Pass. And then as long as I invite her to the game, she can play through the entire game with me without having to pay for another copy of it. That is amazing. And the fact that that's coming from like EA and those other big companies, I don't know who published. No, it's Bandai Namco. Bandai Namco publishes the Dark Pictures anthology games. And they're doing it now too. Like it's a great trend, and I hope it continues. I hope it does. Couch co-op would be a great thing to bring back, for real. It really would be. It really would be. It's almost like gamers love consumer-friendly practices. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's just, I know it's funny because we always joke, like, just make a good game and people will buy it. And you might even win Game of the Year. And people say that, and it's like, yeah, it's not that easy, blah, blah, blah. In some ways, like, it is that simple, though. If you want to win over games journalism and streamers and YouTubers, you just have to make usually single-player games that are high quality and are given enough time to really get polished well. And the developers usually will figure it out. Especially if they're a AAA studio, they've gotten to that place because they know how to make good games. The only reason they don't is because of managerial mishaps or whatever else. Directorial screw-ups, stuff like that. Yeah, meanwhile, Halo cancels couch co-op. Yeah. That's why, like, I've also told people, maintain a little healthy skepticism when it comes to this Microsoft acquisition stuff, because they've bought out companies and those companies haven't really immediately turned around and started making great games. Just because they're owned by Xbox doesn't mean that, you know, Big Daddy with the big checkbook is going to enable them to make great games. Like, where's Fable? Xbox could have put out a Fable 5 years ago. They meant to. They just couldn't get it out the door. Halo Infinite was supposed to be out years ago. They finally got it out the door. It's pretty good, but they've totally blown it with the multiplayer. So like, just don't, don't hold on too much to the assumption that just because Microsoft has a lot of money that they'll be able to fix everything. It's not always the case. Oh, dude, if they brought Guitar Hero back, imagine, Jordan, like, I think you're right. If they brought Guitar Hero back in the age of TikTok, I think it would explode. You could add like the gyroscopic sensor in the guitar. So like if you are playing and then you're like moving around and rocking and rolling with it, you get bonus points. You'll see people doing TikToks of that, like standing in the rungs of the Eiffel Tower. Like you'll see it everywhere. It'll be crazy popular. Easy money. Those guitars are like $200 on eBay now. Yeah, Nikki is actually one of her biggest points of regret is that she had a Guitar Hero set and then she moved to a smaller college apartment place and didn't really have room to just keep a big drum set and guitars and stuff hanging around. So she gave it for like, I think she had $20 for it from a friend who had a nice big house. And so gave it to the friend and now we don't have it anymore and it's very sad. Maybe I'll hunt it down one of these days. They revamped it with like that new controller that had like the 3 buttons, 3x2. It was like black and white, so it wasn't just the 5 keys, it was all of them. I don't think you need to do that. I think you could just shake it up, Music licensing, I'm sure, is the reason they don't do it, because it's probably like not actually super profitable. Except for the hardware. Like you can sell those guitars for tons. Those guitars probably cost them like $3 to make. Like, let's be real. Guitar Hero VR. Oh yeah, that could pop off too. Man, I'm still playing Guitar Hero. Oh, dude, back in the day, like I remember going over to my uncle's house and we would play Guitar Hero. We had so much fun with it. So much. Allow me to build my social credit by posting directly from my CCP sponsored Guitar Hero setup. Yeah, exactly. Very hesitant on Starfield. I think that's healthy. The Starfield thing is weird to me because I'm like, Bethesda has literally like never managed to put out a polished game. Wow. Like it's literally never happened. Every time they've ever put out a game, it is a broken, buggy mess. Okay, big boy. That's a big meatball. That's a big boy. Starfield looks so bad. I just think like Starfield has not, or Bethesda, I see very little evidence that they have grown with the times. I think graphical standards are higher now than they've ever been. People expect a lot more out of their games, technically speaking. And they also expect a certain level of polish that they used to forgive Bethesda for, and I don't think are going to forgive them anymore. Which I think is good. Like, it was insane that we ever forgave them for some of the crap that they pulled. Like, I don't think Bethesda deserved all the, like, extra chances that they got. We just gave it because back in, like, 2008 to 2011, the only other big company that they were often compared to for open world games was, like, Rockstar. And Rockstar took years to make anything. So people were like, oh, well, in the meantime, we'll get a Bethesda game. That'll be good. Last time they dropped a lot more ammo. Did I just like run past the ammo that they dropped? Maybe they just didn't drop any. I guess not. Appreciate the money, but I could use some ammo, like for real. Let's see. RTX 4090 launching tomorrow on the 12th. Are you going to get one? Trying to work out if I should get one. I already have a 3080 Ti. Talk me off the ledge. So where I am, like, as I mentioned before, we're trying to upgrade our whole like pipeline for these videos so that we can start doing everything in native 4K, because I just think it looks way better. It just runs better. And long term, I think that's where the value is. So like, it's part of the reason I swapped to this monitor, because now this monitor is 4K. I'll be playing games in 4K, and that's clearly what the developers are building towards, and that's where they're starting from. So I'm gonna start there as well. But with that just comes a certain hardware standard. Like, my 3080 is a great graphics card. For something like the Dead Space remake, we're playing on Series S, of course. Yeah, I tried to pull up the performance tab, but we're not playing on it. Like, it runs really well. It runs perfectly well. But for bigger games, like anything, like I tried running Cyberpunk 2077 at 4K with ray tracing, and I mean, it's a struggle. We might sit at like 40 frames. It is a struggle. So hearing that like the RTX 40 series has DLSS 3.0, and then it also has like 2x ray tracing performance and 3x DLSS performance, that makes me think that it probably is worth the investment. I don't know. But it's also like, the cards are freaking gigantic. So I don't like, honestly, I don't know if it'll fit in my case. Because like, I have this Y60 whatever case, whatever this is called. And this case is great. I can shine like a flashlight on it so you can see it a little clearer. This case is great. That did nothing. It's a great case, but it is very crammed. And so I don't even know if I went and picked one up if I could fit it. But I think what I'm going to have to do is I can try to order one online, or I could drive all the way down to Denver tomorrow and go into Micro Center and try to get one. But there's probably going to be a line out the door. I mean, for real. I could call Micro Center after we get off stream and just be like, hey, when will you start letting people in? And do you expect it to be like insane? Because who knows? Maybe it's not. Things are more expensive. All anybody can talk about the 40 series is how expensive it is. So maybe people are not going to bother buying it, and it's going to be kind of dead. Because part of the reason it was sold out everywhere, I think, was because of the crypto boom with the 30 series. But now I don't think it's going to be a big thing. Guarantee the Denver one will be packed. And Micro Center only does like the in-store pickup. They won't ship it to you. It's how they prevent scalpers and stuff. It works, but it is an issue. I really don't care about the graphics and minor bugs. I just hope Bethesda can pull Fallout 3, New Vegas, Skyrim style game again. I think I think they'll manage to do a pretty good job of like the world building and the crafting there. But I just think like Todd Howard used to be able to get away with his shtick of promising the world, and then it doesn't quite live up to it, but people don't mind because the game is still pretty good. And I just think nowadays people are sick of it. People are like, no, if you're going to tell me you're going to do something, you better do it. Like, to the degree you told me you were going to do it. Here in Australia, it's going to be $2,900 to $3,200. Just wondering if the 4090 is going to match that level of performance increase over the 3080. Yeah, or 3080 Ti. I think 99% of players don't need the 4090. Like, let's be real. Nobody really needs that unless you're in like content production and you are trying to literally do the best possible thing constantly. For me, if I talk about a game's graphics, people inevitably come in and they're like, well, what's your hardware? I'm like, I literally ran it the best possible thing you could do. Like, the best thing money could buy is what I threw at it, and it still looks like crap. You know, so then I can call it out. And the other thing is like, when you're a YouTuber, like at my scale, it's basically a business expense. It's an investment because you're going to be using it for years, like for at least 2-3 years. So, and the other piece is like I'm running a 3080 right now. When if I get the 4090, it's not like I'm going to just sit on the 3080. Like it's just going to go somewhere else. Like I'm going to sell it and somebody else will get a benefit from it. So like, yeah, it's like $1,700 or $1,600 or whatever. But once I trade out my 3080, it's going to be effectively like $900 out of my pocket. And so it's a little easier to handle. I've been traumatized. Why is TikTok showing me the Ronnie McNutt video again? What is that? That sounds awesome. Leaving the stream for a minute to watch your Kojima video. I'm excited. Awesome. Thank you, Tuxedo Snake. That's the one that just went up on the Clips channel, right? Oh yeah, about his new game. Most recent comment from Death Stranding is an absolute disaster of a game. No one wants a sequel, and if you enjoyed that game, you don't know what a good game is. Okay. Well put. Luke, your Horizon Forbidden West review is my favorite video. Awesome, Rapunzel. Thank you. That got some fanboys upset. I'll tell you what. Okay, this is pretty crazy. It's going to get crazy quick. Oh no, he got me! Oh god. And I'm out. What is happening? That was insane. I don't even really know what just happened, but I mean, we made it. Wow. Okay. Well. There's just swarms and swarms. I didn't even have time to be like, oh, let me telekinesis this thing in. Just reload everything. Just wow. Lukey now has Dookie. Okay, I think. Oh no, I hit it again. Okay. CryEngine games can break even top tier PCs, and now it's just such a poorly optimized game. Yeah.
Engines firing.
Nice.
It's working. We're online and functional.
We're online.
Finally, some good news. Get a tram to the bridge, Isaac. I'm gonna take us back into a geostation.
Wait, we're not safe yet. Ship's asteroid defense system is offline. On the way up, the ship's going to pass through a debris field thrown up from the planet crack. We'll be ripped to pieces unless you restart it.
God damn it. I'll start working on it from here. Isaac, meet me at the bridge. You can do more good here than I can.
That was funny. God damn it. Anyway, get up here. So emotive. Dookie, thanks for coming by, my friend. Good night, it was great hanging out. Take it easy. Yeah, you too, my friend. Can your PC run PlanetSide 2? Probably not. Let's be real. The voice acting is surprisingly okay. I don't want to dog on the voice acting too much because it's actually pretty good. They did this interesting thing where they combine the cinematic renders to the gameplay segments, and it actually works pretty well. It's pretty fluid, but it's sometimes a little on the nose, it just doesn't. It's pretty clear that they were separated out. Let's see. The Usual, Death Stranding 2. Yeah, it's such a polarizing game. It's so crazy. Let's see. It's that thing from 2 years ago. Hey guys, I guess that's it. If you know, you know. If you don't, keep it that way. You should be playing Half-Life, see how it stacks up to. I tried playing Half-Life, actually. I tried hopping on it. Ran into some technical issues, and then I got distracted with another game. I think I found out I was getting the review code for The Last of Us Part 1, so I swapped over to play that. But it's in the same family as Red Faction for me. It's also good, but it's just different. Why won't my mouse go? My mouse doesn't want to go down a screen. Why won't it go down a screen? Oh, because it thinks... What? How did that even happen? I don't know what's happening. Oh my god. These monitors are all kinds of screwed up. Okay, there we go. Okay, then this goes here. Apply. There we go. Okay, that was weird. And then make this my main display. I don't know why I did that. Okay. That was really weird. My displays, in the display manager, it put them way far apart, and so I couldn't move my mouse from monitor to monitor. It was really weird. Anyway. Let's see. I remember when the first few trailers for Atomic Heart launched, and I thought the voice acting was stilted, and then I realized it was text-to-speech because the devs are Russian. Oh, that would explain it. That would explain it. It is always people have said that if you're gonna play The Witcher or Cyberpunk, you should play it with Polish as the language because that's what the devs speak, and it's just the way it was meant to be played. I'm not actually sure if it's the way it was meant to be played or if it's just that's what the developers speak. So it's just what kind of you would expect is standard. But I will say The Witcher with Polish dubbing is actually pretty solid. It actually sounds and flows really nicely. It makes sense. But I didn't think the dubbing or anything for The Witcher 3 was that bad. Same with Cyberpunk. I also Cyberpunk is set in a fallen United States, so I don't consider Cyberpunk to be you need to play it in Polish, bro. I don't buy that. M-Dog, gonna hop off. Hopefully we can play some games sometimes. Yeah, I think Friday we're gonna do some community games, so we'll jump on it Friday. Maybe we'll do that all day for the stream on Friday, just so more people in the middle of the day can do it. I'm not sure, but on Friday we're gonna play some games with the community. Maybe like it's Overwatch 2. Maybe we try some Warzone or Apex, whatever else. But I think it could be fun. So, I have to think about whether I'll do like voice chat, and we'll do that, because we did that one time and we had a guy that was like super drunk and started being like making really like unacceptable jokes for like not wanting to be canceled, stuff like that. Like the guy came in to chat. I think we were playing Warzone or something, and he was just like, "Yeah, man, I'm on my 5th beer. I'm feeling good, dude. I'm feeling good." And he just kept screaming like, "Stop playing like a woman!" And like he was just being kind of a dick. Like you could tell he thought he was really funny, but it just wasn't funny, and it was super awkward. And then he wouldn't leave the party, so we had to kick him. And then he was super upset in chat. It was just a whole thing. So I don't know if I want to deal with that again. Not that any of you would do that, but it just takes one person to potentially spoil like the whole stream for everybody. But at the very least, we can play games and still have a good time. I don't know. Discord, maybe what we do is we allow it for like, if you've been on the Discord for a minute, then you can do the chat, just so we don't end up with like the random guy that just happened to pop in and is super drunk. You know. Atomic Heart looks like Basha. Yeah, Atomic Heart looks really cool. Very normal Warzone player for real. Let's see. Dark Souls has a Japanese dub. Never heard about it. Oh. Dark Souls was actually recorded in English first, then dubbed into Japanese after. Oh. That's a game where I'm like, I don't know why you would need to, like, I wouldn't put much concern into the dubbing. Like, oh no, the 7 words I heard in the entire run through were in Japanese. I couldn't understand it. Like, there's some cool like poetic language and stuff, but like you play Bloodborne with the Japanese dub, I don't think you'll be super lost on what's going on, you know? I think you'll be just as lost as everybody else. Who knows? Might even make more sense. Just do a 3-part interview process, call references, etc. Yeah, there you go. Just tackle it that way. Problem solved. Do you have your references handy before you can jump on to the team? We need to check your references, please. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody was asking what's wrong with the grass in the Wild Hearts reaction thing we did. Let me show you. What I'm talking about with the grass, I'm like perfectly... Oh, I need to swap inputs. I'm perfectly overlaid with my face. Okay, here I am. What I was saying about the grass is like, you see this like super aliased grass. It might not come through on stream actually, but it's very aliased. It's very like shimmery, and it's just lacking in clarity. That's what I'm referring to. There was a comment where somebody was like, I don't see what's wrong with the grass. What are you talking about? And I'm like, it's pretty clear. Like, it's pretty aliased. If you can't see it here, you'll have to look at the trailer yourself, and I think it'll be clearer there. But it's pretty rough on my end. Like, it's not terrible. The game's still going to be good. Like, when I played Monster Hunter Rise on Switch, it had terrible grass, but it also was running on Switch, so you can forgive it. I just don't know what this is running on. Like, is this running on the PlayStation 5? If so, it's pretty rough for a PS5 build. If it's running on base PS4, okay, I can forgive it. It's much more understandable, but I gotta wonder why you aren't showing it on PS5, you know? So there's a lot of questions like that. Make them sign a waiver beforehand, and if they say anything that breaches it, kick them and block them on everything. It could be, it's probably overkill. I mean, the thing is, like, making a big deal of it, it's probably just going to encourage it, because the one guy out there who's like, yeah, I like to troll, you know,
We do a little trolling. It's called We Do a Little Trolling.
That guy is going to come in and is going to hear this now and try to do it. Like, the guys I recognize in chat, I'm not worried about you guys. It's like when we open it up, we're like, first one to join the party gets to play. Then, you know, you end up getting the one guy that you didn't want, you know. Who cares what they say? The only concern, Isaac, is with YouTube nowadays. If somebody comes in and says something that you don't want them to say, then the whole channel can go down because of it. Like, So I don't know. I think I'm overthinking it. Like, well, either way, we'll just play some games. We'll hop on whatever. I think everybody will be fine. We'll hop in some Overwatch. We'll play some games. We'll try playing some maybe Apex and do that. It'll be fun. It'll just be a fun community day. Not going to stress it. If I'm not in the Discord but hop in by some point before Friday, am I granted passage? Yeah, Brandon, you should be fine. Also, are you liking Overwatch? I haven't really played it. I was downloading it right before the stream, so I haven't tried it yet. But I'll have to give it a shot. I like, it's been 6-7 years since I played Overwatch. I played it a little bit at launch and then never again. So I have no clue what I'm doing with that game. But I will try it, and I'm down to give it a shot. The other thing being like Warzone. That's an easy one to play with people. It's also free. Apex, easy to play with other people, also free. You know, easy peasy. Isn't there a way of delaying their audio so if they say anything, you can stop them before the audio hits the stream? I don't think so. Like, not in a practical way that I'd be able to manage while streaming. I don't know. Other like way bigger YouTubers and streamers have managed to do this stuff before, so I think I'm just overthinking it. I don't think it's going to be a big issue. But yeah, maybe Overwatch 2. Maybe we mix in some Jackbox. That could be fun. I don't know. We'll just throw some stuff out. Chess could be fun. You know, play a few games of chess with some people. Because I know Gambit Wise is always in here and asking if we can play some chess sometime. So maybe we'll do something like that. But it could be fun. Could be fun. So we'll look forward to doing that Friday. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be sick. But with that, it's a good stream. We got some progress in Dead Space. We're making progress. We're chipping away slowly but surely. Go check out the new video. Went up on the main channel. I tried Anthem again for the first time in years and years. So go see that video if you haven't seen it already. Also, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Join if you can. You get badges, all sorts of stuff. Helps financially support me. No ads on this. Maybe you pay. I don't think you watch that. Maybe you. I have no idea. But I'd appreciate that. Other than that, we'll be back Wednesday with a new video on the main channel. More content going up daily on this channel, and another stream on Wednesday. So look forward to that. I will set the event so you can set it to be reminded when that goes live, and I'll see you guys then. But until then, everybody have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Stay safe out there, regardless of where you are in the world. You can always be a little safer. Go spend some time with friends and family. Know that I love and appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay? Hugs and kisses. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.